today's the day. And for all those people that have a lot of negative equity, this is a great way to get rid of it. Start over in a brand new Chevrolet from Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Come see why they are 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. You know, everybody can brag, we got the most inventory, we're the biggest, we're this, we're that. Well, I'm going with the best. That's Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. You can find them online at eldoradochevy.com. That's eldoradochevy.com. And I'm telling you, over $15,000 off a Chevy Silverado pickup truck.
That's a boatload of money, speaking of weather.
Wow. Yeah, you can save yourself a ton of money, ton of time, because, you know, the numbers are carved in stone, and you're off and running. And, boy, for all the negative equity that I'm seeing each and every day with all the appraisals that we're doing online, you'd like to get your car appraised, go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Scroll down. There's your trade appraisal form. Fill that out. Get it to me. We'll get your vehicle booked out. And about 50% of the vehicles that we're looking at on average are 3,000 plus in the negative. And with the discounts and the APRs that are out there right now, you can sure get rid of a bunch of it and start over in a brand new vehicle. A lot of these you don't have to lease. A lot of times you can absorb that negative equity in the leasing, and with the big discounts and incentives that they're having right now, you can absorb a lot of that and drive off in a brand new vehicle and pay it off and be done with all that. Phone lines are open, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Bo, how else can they find us?
They can find us by coming to Eldorado Chevrolet. First of all, we're here live in the location, at the location here in McKinney, Texas. But if you're on the radio, you're following us here on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. Then on our social media sites, we're live streaming on the Automotive Edge radio show. And then also on our sister Facebook page, the Shifting Gears. LinkedIn. Now, for LinkedIn, you've got to go to Kurt Chase's page. It's KURTCHASE, like the bank. Kurt Chase on LinkedIn. And then we have added here recently YouTube. So go to youtube.com/the Automotive Radio Show. Be sure and add radio show while you're searching the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And there we are. Every Saturday morning, mostly.
Mostly? Well, Kurt's not sickly.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a little issue last week, but.
And here Bo comes and stays up here in a hotel right up the street. And Kurt calls in sick.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
I was packed and ready to go. I was up and I got that text message. I was really disappointed that we had to reschedule for today, which now, you know, a little bit of a trip for me, but it's all right. We're here. It's all kicking.
Yeah, I was sitting there texting on, boy, he is hating Kurt right now.
Well, I was when I had to get so early this morning to come over here, but I calmed down after a while.
You go home, grab your pink blankie, and
yeah, I will
snuggle up to the little Mayberry RFD.
Well, I got Graham visiting this weekend, so I'll probably spend some time with him and hang out there. So Nap probably won't be in the picture.
Does he like Joe's?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He loves Joe's. He likes their Philly cheesesteak. I like their lasagna. I like everything there. I mean, it's excellent.
Yeah.
Pamela Jordan said, thoughts on your smaller SUV since I can't get Ashley's. So she wants to know what your thoughts are on that. Thank you for tuning in, Pamela.
Thoughts on
Michael King. Good morning, my brother.
You know what? There's some really cool small SUVs out there. There really are.
There's probably a lot more of those in small to mid than it is big, isn't it?
Yeah, they're really coming out with some really cool stuff. That little Honda HR-V is pretty cool. That's the Buick's got some really nice ones out there. I mean, across the board, there's only one brand out there that I wouldn't put in my driveway. But other than that, there's a lot of great products out there that are very inexpensive, fun to drive. I mean, cool stuff. Cool stuff.
Are you going to give her any ideas, or are you just going to let her sit there and hear the fact that it's just a bunch of good
Well,
stuff?
you got your Honda CRV, you got your Toyota RAV4, you got the new Mazda CX-5 Turbo. Nice rig. These are rigs that are going to last you, 200,000 miles. And then if you want to jump up and get a little fancy, you can go to the Volkswagen Tiguan. If you like German engineering, if you've never driven one, it's pretty cool. Very responsive. Then you've got your Buick line, your Enclave, which is really nice. And then you look at, even if you go just a little bit bigger with your Highlander or your Passport, there's some great products out there at a really good price right now that they're moving inventory. So that is probably one of the toughest decisions, is trying to figure out which one of those.
Well, I have a better solution
to drive, because there's so many of them.
I have a better solution. Pamela, go to theautomotiveedge.com or get in touch with Judge Gregory.
That one's unlocked.
Yes, sir. And
I got a key.
And get
parts came and unlocked it.
I'm trying to talk here on the radio.
Go ahead.
God almighty.
Well, that's Rusty McDonald.
Excuse me.
Go right ahead, Bo. Sorry about that.
Well, I was trying to get her to get in touch with you, and you can walk her through and get honed in a little bit more about maybe exactly what she's kind of looking for, and set her up on 2 or 3 driving issues and take her all the way through the process. That way, Pamela, you don't have to worry about it yourself. Get in touch with Kurt, have Judge Gregory get his phone number, and call him up and
decide. Do you want something that's got the luxury to it? You want a sport feel, or are you going to be getting it a little bit off road? What exactly are you going to be doing with it?
I don't see her going off road.
Just I don't know.
Or maybe she might want to get away from everybody.
Something nice to cruise around with the grandkiddos. I mean, whatever you want to do, and we'll kind of dissect that.
Yeah, dial in on what's
30 seconds.
Yeah.
And make sure that you're headed in the right direction.
Lieutenant is after us.
It's Major Maddie.
Major Maddie. I like that.
214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All right. Well, we might be dialing into a little issue. She said the sound cut out. I don't know if that's on the radio or us, but we're just hang in with us. It's kind of a rough day out here in the neighborhood, but so far I see us on. I don't see any issues. Sorry, Pamela. If you can hear me now, can you hear me now? Get Judge Gregory to give you Kurt's phone number. Give him a call, and he'll walk you through it and dial into kind of what you want to listen, tune into or dial into on a particular vehicle, and he'll set it all up and make it the life easy for you. So that's my suggestion. Okay. Good morning, Jim. Appreciate you tuning in today. Cheers to a great day. We're shooting for that. Trying to keep us on air here with this weather shooting at us. Think it's Kurt's fault.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice day.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. What was that commercial where he always said that?
Oh, I don't know.
Remember, he used to go,
yeah,
I guarantee it.
I think it was a car guy. Wasn't it the guy that's out in the boonies?
I know who it was. It was that Cajun chef.
That's
had that
it.
show.
What was his name?
And he says, I guarantee it.
That's it. That's right. Because he had that Cajun sound. Guarantee. That's cool.
Yep. I used to watch him.
He's a good cook, wasn't
he? Yeah. Because Kurt loves to cook.
I know you do.
I enjoy being in the kitchen.
Did you like Julia Childs back in the day?
It's kind of hard to understand.
Yeah, oh,
Great
yeah.
chef, but that voice, there was times where you had to.
Dial in a little bit.
Yeah, one thing that I did learn from her is tying all of the seasonings together and then putting them in the soups and the stews and the sauces.
Cool.
And there's a name for it. Some put it in a cheesecloth. Some of them just tie it up and put it in. And she helped me.
Like all in one deal. So when
Yeah.
you use it, they're all together already.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I just go to the restaurants. I go to Kurt's house.
yeah,
I don't cook.
I'm ready to get. I got my Blackstone all seasoned.
Oh, do you?
Yep, and I'm ready to.
Justin Wilson.
Justin Wilson.
That's what.
There you go.
Thank you, Ty.
Gentlemen.
Appreciate that. We needed that. We needed help this morning on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can cook.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still with us or not, but he sure could cook.
Yeah, but I'm ready to fire up my Blackstone and my green egg and out there cooking.
Speaking of child, gentlemen, we got April 12th coming up not far down the road.
Yep.
Little bit, hair over a month. And boy, what a car show that's going to be at Kellertown
30
Center
seconds.
with the Connor's Car Show. And y'all need, if you have never been to a car show, then you need to come to this one. And if you've been to a car show, you haven't been to a car show until you've been to this one. So it's Connor's Car Show, April 12th at the Kellertown Center. And we will be out there live. And we hope.
Yeah.
We hope there will be.
Did Ty invite you?
You talking about Maddie?
No. Did Ty Gentman invite you out to the Connor's Car
He
Show?
sent me a personal invitation in the mail.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He said, "Don't tell Kurt." Oh, well, I guess I just did.
Oh boy. Oh, cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ty.
214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. Live today, El Dorado Chevrolet. We're going to be here to the noon hour. Come on out and see us. We would love to help you with all your Chevy needs today. And I'm telling you what, when you look at the discount, just go to ElDoradoChevy.com and look at the discounts that they're giving. There's times where you start seeing all these big rebates and incentives and discounts going, man, what is that doing to the pre-owned side of things? And it's really different times right now in the auto industry because it's not affecting it much at all because of the lack of good quality used cars, especially the lack of 3-year-old cars. And people say, well, why are we missing them? Well, COVID. All the factories were shut down. They weren't producing anything. You had Dr. Fauci lying to everybody about shutting down the government and shutting down the United States to protect everybody, which was all just a bold-faced lie. And in the interim of all of that, there wasn't a lot of cars being built then. And the cars that were being built were all being pre-sold right out the door. And they got those things through PDI Make Ready, and they were delivered. And if you remember back then, it was a lot of home delivery. So with the factory shutting down and cars not being built and lease programs not being that viable at the time, there was no need to lease cars. It's put a real damper on, 2- and 3-year-old cars coming in from for trade-in. And so it's really elevated resale value on automobiles. So big rebates based on the make and model are not being affected like they normally would. You release a big rebate or incentive and all of a sudden, values start tanking. And it's just not that case right now. It's such different times that, when in all my years managing dealerships and selling is that we would see these incentives come along and then people would, or a model change it and something would completely change. And well, how much did that affect my resale value? Well, this model, I remember when the Honda Accord really had a dramatic change and, the books were, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 less. And these are different times. That doesn't matter now. And a complete model changeover doesn't affect the value of a car the way it used to. Some people will tell you that, but if they're saying that to you, walk away. Because every dealer, if you look at every dealer when you drive by, what does it say out front of the dealership? We'll buy your car.
Yeah.
Want to buy your car. Need cars. Cash for cars. We're buying cars today. Everybody is. It comes down to two things: condition and miles.
Well, the one thing is, too, people are keeping their vehicles longer, mainly because they're well made, and two, because the prices of the new vehicles are kind of high. So they just kind of honing in on wanting to keep those pre-owned vehicles a little longer than maybe that they would normally do.
Yeah, and interest rates are
right
high.
That made a difference too.
Going down a whole bunch. And I told everybody, watch what happens come the end of Q1 going into Q2 with interest rates, and look across the board, and boy, you've got low rates straight across the board. A lot of 0 APR for 60 months. A lot of even more at 36, and 0.9 at 48. Depending on the product, a bunch of 0 APRs on pickup trucks. I mean, Texas is the truck capital of the world, and they want these trucks moving. And when you look at what they're doing, 72 months used to be 9%, 10%. Now it's 2.9, 3.9 for 72. And most of your biggest discounts and incentives are all on pickup trucks. And now Chevy's jumping out there, with their big discounts on the Tahoes and the Suburbans. And once the inventory stabilizes, then you'll start seeing a little bit of change. But right now, the way that the government's been run and handled, and allowing all the craziness to go on, now that it's getting cleaned up and people are starting to see a little bit of daylight of the promises made, promises kept, people are buying. And so I'm just always curious to see where the pricing is going to get capped. I mean, it has to get capped somewhere. I mean, when we become energy independent again, which we will very soon, you wonder where this stuff's going to get capped off, where you don't see crazy long-term financing. I mean, I never thought I would see 72, and here it came, and then all of a sudden 84.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, geez,
well,
Louise.
people, that's what they have to do. I mean, the cost of the vehicles got to the place that it's just out of reach for people's monthly payments, and they got to do what they got to do.
Yep.
That's the unfortunate thing about it. But I guess, and the good thing about it is the vehicles are made so well that even though you have to go out that far, that the quality's still there.
Yep. Well, I've got a buddy of mine that's an owner of a dealership, and finance is not allowed to contract a deal at 84 months unless he sees it, and he wants to know why. Why is somebody going 84 months? And that's a long term.
Are people that are doing that, are they buying more than the vehicle they need? You think that's a lot of it? Or
yeah,
they just
100%. I think that is. And the other thing is all the negative equity that they
from
assumed
the previous
from
vehicle.
COVID.
Right, I got you.
When you had vehicles that were being sold at 5, 10, 15,000 over sticker.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's bidding wars on them like there were homes.
Well, you warned people about that, although people still had at certain times had to make a decision if their car was broken or there, something happened and got wrecked and they had to get another vehicle. I mean, they really a lot of people were put in a rough spot. But I also know there were people there at that time that just wanted a certain vehicle.
Right.
Didn't care.
Yep.
And you warned them about that.
Yep. Yeah, there were people out there that were buying, especially the high-end luxury brands. Right. I was amazed how many people would contact me and go, it would blow me away. Never in my life would I ever thought that I would be getting phone calls going, do you think the dealer would take 10 grand over? 10 grand over.
Like that's a deal, right?
I'm going.
They're willing to make that deal.
Are you serious? And you know what one of the biggest comments was?
What was that?
My wife has to have it.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable how many people. I had a gentleman on a Lincoln Navigator, and I was over at Grapevine Lincoln talking with David Clinton. He's general manager over there, good friend of mine. And I said, I got a buddy in Colorado willing to pay $10,000 10,000 over sticker. He goes, tell him to give me a call.
We might be able to
And
make that deal.
I said, let me ask you a question. You're in Colorado. Why are you calling Dallas? You know what his answer was?
Because there was better selections or better, quicker time to get it.
There were more than that in Colorado.
Well, there you go. It's a good reason to come from.
I'm going, unbelievable that you're going to drive. I don't know how far it is hour-wise from Colorado to here, but
Good 10, 12 hours, I guess.
I'm going for 10,000 over sticker. So when you take 10,000 over sticker and then you think about the markup in it and then any add-ons to it, if you didn't put down, $30,000, you're in a negative equity situation, because as the longer you drive it and the more miles you put on it, then the depreciation rolls with it. And you're sitting there going, my gosh. I mean, there was a gentleman that came to me. He had a Cadillac Escalade and a Land Rover. And between the both of them, he was 46,000 upside down.
Oh, well,
And
I'm laughing. That's a sad place to be. I hate that for him, but
he goes,
he probably made that decision on his own.
we're ready to trade. And so I called him back. I said, hey, buddy, here's the deal. And he goes, what do I need to put down?
Like $100,000.
And I said, well, to get out of this, 46,000. And then, he didn't have any taxes or anything, because, he was paying tax on the difference. So it was like near nothing. I'm going, so here we're buying vehicles and you're going to stroke a check for 46,000 to absorb your negative equity. And so there's a lot of people that I'm reaching out to now that contacted me last year, mid-year, going, hey, there's some products out here and some deals right now where you can get out of your vehicle. Because if the dealers are selling it for, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 behind dealer cost because of all the rebates and incentives, and you have that negative equity of 5, 6,000, which is average on 50% of the vehicles on the road, they're saying right now, the banks that's still a good portfolio fit for them for you to finance that vehicle. So let's be smart about it and contact me. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, and let's get you in the system and make sure that we find you a dealer where that negative equity is gone bye-bye for good, and you're in a brand new vehicle. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
I've been trying to watch this because I've been seeing they've been notifying us for this music. Some of it may be just a bunch of bunk, but just
as a kite by now. Yeah, I'm getting those dumb things, and it's so funny. It's so many different names.
I know.
Please log into. And
And
like, I ain't logging in. Nothing.
This is your final warning, and blah blah. I get it. But
yeah.
Good morning, Randy Tucker. When's the new ranch coming? Ready to go check it out? I want to see that place. I've seen it on video. Pretty awesome. The place out in East Texas he wants to get. I thought he sold his place, but I don't know. Randy, you got to keep me up to date on what's going on with your transition out there. Is it going to happen?
What color does that car look like?
It looks like navy blue.
Navy blue?
Yeah.
Royal blue. Navy blue is really dark.
Yeah, it's more like a black, isn't it? Yeah, it's dark. What do you call it? Royal blue? But it's dark, though.
You see purple?
It's about as much purple in that as it is yours. Oh, boy.
Yeah, buddy.
They can sell that as purple probably to some people.
Yeah.
If the light hits it just right, you see some purple.
Those people that get those glasses that haven't ever seen color before.
I love that guy that's worked for. You told me to work for Chevy or going like you were trying to get him to come over to see the car. And he wanted to tell you, well, I just want to let you know before I come over, I'm colorblind. I don't think you're the right guy to be coming looking at my car.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
It is what I say. It is what it is. What it is.
So Michael Anthony up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good morning, my brother. Says I got hit with music violations all the time, and my grandson owns them, wrote them, and cut them. Wow. Yeah, I think sometimes they just searching and looking and trying to gain something they're not supposed to, and I think a lot of it's scams too, Michael. I think a lot of those people are trying to get some money out of people that.
Well, their logos aren't the same as Sony.
Right.
The one thing I noticed, I looked at the logo, and then you go to Sony's logo, they're not even the same.
But also, it's sometimes that comes from actual Facebook, not actually from Sony. So, I mean, typically speaking, I wouldn't think that any social media site.
I've responded a couple times, and I never hear back. So I know, but they're trying to get you to log in.
Right, and that's where you might get
and
caught.
I'm not doing it.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it either. Good job. Yeah.
Well, nope, not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to try to jump in. There's so much scams out there. It's just not even funny anymore. I mean,
yep.
Just so afraid.
I got a deal from my bank going, hey, we need to lock on. There's a transfer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, not going to do it. I called my bank and they went, nope, that's not us.
I get emails all the time about, we've lost your connection with Netflix and you need to update your information, and pay us money. And
yeah, you're past due. We're going to turn it off.
I'm going, I know, I just paid the sucker. It's automatic draft anyway. So it's already coming out. So it's garbage. It sucks.
That's right. Little Earth, Wind, and Fire bringing in your Saturday morning here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Download the iHeartMedia app, and you can follow us anywhere, anytime, especially Saturday mornings from 8 to noon here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by Eldorado Mazda, right next door, our buddy Tommy Melton. Get them while they're hot. He's got some fantastic specials going on the CX-50, CX-70, CX-90, and it's spring break, and don't hit the road. If that bucket of bolts has issues or problems, come trade it in and hit the road and get a good, clean peace of mind that you'll be okay from A to Z on your travels. The place, Eldorado Mazda, right here at 380 and 75. You go online, you can check them out at eldoradomazda.com. That's eldoradomazda.com, and talk to my buddy Tommy Melton, new car director over there, and enjoy, at least come test drive. A lot of people that when I talk to them about Mazda are going, really? So Mazda has what? And I've had 3 people come over, and 2 of the 3 test drove and drove one home. The other one is bringing his wife back here next week and was like, I had no idea. I said, well, that's why we throw ideas out there at you. Eldorado Mazda, 380 and 75, or online at eldoradomazda.com. That's eldoradomazda.com.
And he's about 100 feet away from us where we are this morning.
Yep.
Right next door here at Eldorado Chevrolet.
Yep. Well, I'm going to be releasing a new product in the dealerships here pretty soon. And stay tuned for that. Be sure to get my newsletter. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt. I've got a new product we're going to be launching at the local dealerships here that we want to get you informed. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to help you down the road all the time, give you peace of mind. So you want to stay tuned for that. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on the newsletter. It's free. And we got another publication going out Thursday. And it's going to be all about this new product that I spent some time with a couple of friends, and we're going to be launching it. We got all the dealers going, holy cow, this could be very viable for the consumer. And we're going to be launching that here pretty soon. It'll be just another way that you can have a peace of mind when you leave the dealership. And so be sure to sign up for the newsletter. at theautomotiveedge.com. It's right there. There's a little icon for it. Click on it, and they're going to be letting you know all about Protection Plus coming down the pipeline here at a dealer near you. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We're here at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Going to be here to the noon hour. Come on out and see us. And I would just tell you right now, they have the Corvette sitting on the showroom floor ready for a new home.
There's two of them.
Three of them.
Oh, there's three of them. I see two in here.
You got the two orange ones over there.
Oh, there's two over there? I only saw one.
And then the purple one over here. Oh, stop it. Stop it.
They could probably sell it as purple to some people. They got you doing it. All right, I'll shut up. Hey, did you hear about the guy yesterday that decided to get the death penalty by firing squad?
Yeah. Did they shoot him?
Oh, yeah. He got on.
Did they do it?
Yes, they had three people pulling the trigger. They were behind a curtain.
So it was for real?
For real. No, it happened.
They still have a firing squad in the United States of America.
Well, this was in South Carolina, and they gave him three options, which I thought was kind of weird too. They gave him three options, which was with electric chair, which I didn't even know that still existed. Did you?
No.
Or
lethal injection?
Lethal injection or firing squad. And he chose firing squad. Now, most of y'all may think that was a horrible decision, but I told you, remember a week or so ago, that I found out lethal injection is pretty painful. Remember that? Oh, I thought I told you that.
No.
That it has a sense of drowning. You get the sense of drowning or waterboarding. There's you can look it up and ask Google if it's lethal injection painful, and it'll give you the whole layout on it, and it is. There's some painfulness to it. I would think that that's a better way to go, get shot. They had a target on his heart, an actual target.
No way.
They did. Look it up.
Did they show it on TV?
Well, I didn't see it on TV. I looked it up, and they went through the whole process of what happened. And he even had a last meal. Now, they don't do that in Texas anymore, but he requested 3 buckets of KFC chicken to share with his other partners that were on death row. So that was his last meal, KFC chicken. He wanted the original recipe too. Do you like the original recipe by KFC?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I ate it.
Yeah.
I remember it was finger looking good, and that was about it. So,
yeah. It's going.
Yeah, I don't.
But what would your selection be? Would it be electric chair, a lethal injection, or firing
we are
squad?
going down a road here.
Well, I just thought it was interesting because I just didn't, I know it's a little bit away from the car business. But,
whatever the fastest way is.
I would think the shooting is fastest.
I know. That's wild. I didn't even know that it still existed.
It happened yesterday in South Carolina. David something was his name. I hold on just a second. I'll show you real quick. But
okay, well,
thank you for tuning in to the latest and greatest.
Yeah, the Automotive Ed Radio Show here on 1190 KFXR. Phone lines are open, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. So I want to let everybody know before you do anything, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt. And wow.
There it is, right there. David Sigmund.
Mm-hmm.
He was a double murderer.
Wow.
Poor guy.
Send me your information and let's get you hooked up out there. Now, here's one thing that I really want to talk about. Be sure when you contact me, this happened half a dozen times this week, where people gave me a budget. Okay. They gave me a budget and I spent days looking for vehicles. They didn't like any of them.
Oh boy.
And then they contact me and said, well, hey, I found one here for this much. And it was 5,000 more. Let me just tell you, when you jump $5,000, that's a whole different line of vehicles. Whole different line of vehicles. So if I'm sending you some stuff and you're going, well, that's really not what I wanted because there's too many miles, and it's usually the problem in today's market, then let me know if you're going to go ahead and bump yourself up where I'm not spending hours and hours and hours and hours trying to find a vehicle for you that I could have done already. But I had 3 people going, well, hey, we found this one for this much money. I'm going, wait a minute here. Why am I looking at one at this price? Well, everything. Okay, then I need to be notified sooner. I need you to give me a heads up that you're spending more money and we can get right to it. And the sad part was that the one that they actually were buying, I met them, and guess what? Car had been wrecked. And I said, well, this car has been wrecked. And the lady goes, I think he's mad because we're not using his sponsor. And I said, well, that's actually not the problem here. Whether you use mine or not, that's up to you. But this back quarter panel and this door here has been totally repainted. What did the Carfax show? Carfax showed clean. And so they contacted me and went, hang on just a second. Let me find out. They went back and the salesperson said, well, we're not aware of anything. And I'm like, well, then I'm telling you, this vehicle has been wrecked. There's been body work done to it. Maybe not a wreck. Maybe they ran into something, whatever the case may be. But this door and this quarter panel and this undercarriage has been repaired. And I haven't heard from them. I'm like, look, it's okay. Here's the thing. If you're going to contact me and say, look, I have a budget between $25,000 and $30,000, and I send you a bunch of vehicles, none of those work out, and then you turn around and go, wow, we found one for $34,995. It's a whole different world. You'd be amazed when you're going up in increments of $5,000, how much more vehicle you can buy and how much less mileage is on that vehicle. It's a big, big difference. And then people say, well, we found this, we found that. So let's just find out what that max is going to be. I'm always going to try to do better. I'm not just, if you say 35, I'm still going to be looking in the 30 range, the 28 range to see what we can find out there. And if we have to max out, then we max out. But when you contact me, give me that leg. I spent a lot of time this week. Incredible. And 5 out of the 8 people went way up on price, never notified me. And
1 minute.
Pretty much went out on their own. And luckily we did find the one. And he called me up and said that the manager came out and said, oh, by the way, we did find out that this car. And said, what do you mean we just found out? Baloney. And we sent them over, and they wound up picking up another vehicle yesterday. So let's have these conversations where if you're being sent all these different vehicles that you're telling me is your price range and none of them work out, go, well, I think I need to spend a little bit more to get the miles right. Because that's the big thing. When you start looking at your pre-owned vehicles, we're going to be covering the ones that they're going to be a bunch with miles and the ones that are not going to be. Here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So my long time friend, Sherry Morrison, says, rather be shot in Don's gumbo. Last minute. So what would y'all choose? If you had to face the death penalty and you had the choice between electric chair or
hey, buddy,
lethal injection or being shot, and they have a target on your heart. Now they blindfold you or they put a thing over your head so you don't know really when it's coming. And there's 3 shooters there. Well, in South Carolina there was. And so one of those 3, and what would your last meal be? What would your last meal be?
Fried bologna sandwich.
I thought you might say that.
Thick cut.
Thick cut fried bologna.
Some cheddar cheese and a little mustard.
There you go.
What's that?
So what would you choose?
Fastest way.
Yeah, I think shooting be the fastest way. I don't want to be strapped down. To me, like they had him sitting down, and I'm sure they had him, shackled. But laying on that gurney, that just looks so not the way I want to go. And the movie, did I tell you about that movie about the guy that they claim burned his children up in Corsicana a long time ago, and it's a movie about it called what's it called? Trial by Fire.
Uh-uh.
Well, he got the death penalty, and it was in Texas, and he died by lethal injection, and they showed the movie how that went down. And he's in this gurney, and when they open the curtain to the people, there, they raise him up, and he's in this gurney in front of them, and wanting to know about his last words and all this kind of stuff. And then they lay him back down. They got these 3 little buttons they start sending the stuff to. I don't know. It's just saying, none of them I care for, really, to be honest with you. I can't say that.
Well, then, bottom line, lead a good life. Wait till the good Lord calls you.
Well, sometimes people get caught. I mean, sometimes there's innocent people that's faced that, though.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
You know that. So
100%.
that's really a bad thing. And I guess that's the one thing that people are against the death penalty for. But I think if somebody admits to it, and there's so much evidence of it, I still think there's maybe that ought to happen. What do you think? Now, if they're pleading, no, I didn't do it, and there's a lot of, because that's what's happened with that movie that they're coming up now, that a lot of that stuff that they got him on was just, they were just trying to get the deal done, and he was kind of not that great of a guy, and they just figured he was a good scapegoat. And I felt that the movie sets off a tone of that,
Well, I like the groups that are going in and really going through all these case files and everything.
Yeah.
They're releasing people after, 15, 20. I saw one just 35 years was released, and the guy that did it came forth and went, hey, he wouldn't even know where to be found. He wasn't even in the state. I mean, that's what's amazing is some people, because of, the color of their skin or their,
right.
Maybe some previous things in their background.
Right, exactly. They just
went down for it.
They just attach to them like a leech,
Yeah.
and then they just want to get it because that's elected positions, all those, DA positions and all that. And there's a lot of that goes on.
Yep.
And, it's too bad, but we know that's true.
Yeah, you become the scapegoat for somebody else. And, you see a lot of that where they weren't even in the state when it happened, but they're still going down for it.
And then they keep denying it. I mean, the DAs go, wow, no, we still believe he's guilty.
Oh, yeah. They all think of the story.
How crazy that, huh?
Yeah, 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to the folks over at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. Spring break is here. Kids are out of school next week, enjoying spring break. Be sure your car is ready to hit the road. And get this, for $109.99, Driver's Edge has their VIP bundle right now, where they're going to do an oil change, up to 5 quarts of synthetic, new filter, new cabin filter, tire rotation.
Wow.
And then they're going to go headlight to taillight and inspect your car for you.
What?
$109.
That's incredible.
Can't go wrong. $109.99.
And what do you get again?
You're getting a 5 quarts of synthetic oil,
Sweet.
a new filter, a new cabin filter, tire rotation, and a headlight to taillight inspection.
No, I'm telling you right now, I've had enough oil changes in my day. It's just the oil changes sometimes runs close to that.
Yeah, no one can touch that. And
No,
what? They're going to let you know what needs to be done now, next week, next month. And remember, at Driver's Edge Auto Repair, they finance. And I had a couple people call me and said, hey, I had a transmission go out, and they put a rebuilt in there, and they financed it for me. I paid it off in time and was blown away by the interest rate and how fast they took care of me. Tires. People think that you have to go to that one place for tires. Let me tell you what. Driver's Edge is competitive as anybody out there when it comes to your tires. The place, go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. But before you go, when you're on that website, click on coupons, and they're not upsell coupons, meaning they're true discount coupons where they don't upsell you to make the difference. They've been a great sponsor of this show for 21 years, and they'll be a great company to take care of your automotive needs. The place, mydriversedge.com. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people are contacting me on small SUVs, and you're in that, let's say, $18,000 to $20,000 range, and you throw in there that you want a CRV and you want a RAV4. And I'm sending them those vehicles with the mileage, and because the resale value of those vehicles, the average had about 104,000 miles on it. And they're going, you got to be kidding me. I want something, with 40, 50,000 miles on it. And I tell them there are great, great products out there that compare with anything out there. They said, really? I'm going to tell you, that Chevy Trailblazer, let's talk about it. I will take a Chevy Trailblazer and match it up against anything out there. I'll take a CX-5 and match it against anything out there. And I can go down the list. Nobody is building a bad vehicle. Nobody. But it's a mindset. I have this conversation all the time where people go, well, I really want an import. I don't want to drive a domestic. I'm going, what's up with that mindset? The thinking that the best thing out there is got to be imported. Do you know where the Trailblazers are made? Do you know where a lot of these cars are being made? You think domestic are all being made in the United States. I'm going, okay, so if the car is built overseas and has a domestic tag on it, does that change your mindset? And it was amazing the conversation I was having. I'm going, look, there are good products, but what people do, let me ask you a question. If you bought a product 10 years ago and you had a bad experience, is that really just going to sour you down the road going back and looking at that vehicle, period?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I just to be honest about it, maybe.
I have a lot of people, well, my AC went out and they never could fix it, or I had an oil leak and I wound up having to trade, and they hold
but
on.
You get it, don't you?
Yeah, in a way I do. I mean,
it probably is not fair, and you should probably maybe expand your
look
thoughts.
at that. You talking about high and tight right there. Now, he got it going on.
There you go. Did you get a cut back here?
Man, what I do to have a hairdo like that right there? That's pretty.
Good to go.
That is pretty.
But no, I get it. I think.
So, was there ever a product that you bought that you went, I will never own this car again?
Well, I had a Kia once, and I said that about it. But I know how much Kia's really changed.
Yeah.
So I've had a whole different perspective about that. That's probably the only one. But that's been a long time ago, and I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I still have a lot of people that have that mindset. Hey, I would get this, but
right
back in 1986, I'm going. Let me just
well,
help
yeah,
you.
no, that you're going really back there, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that really hold on to the past. I'm telling you, there are so many fantastic products that you're not looking at because of either your experience or something that your grandparents told you or something your mom and dad told you or something your best friend told you.
That's probably more so than what people experience.
Yeah. And they're going, don't. And right now, I can't put my finger and go, never, ever, ever, ever buy that product. I'm telling you, it's a different world out there. So we need to kind of get through the mindset.
Well, that's what I was saying about Kia. Kia is, to me, one of the top brands out there now.
Yeah, best warranty, the longest warranty in the business.
So,
all right, let's take a quick break. Top of the hour, don't go away. 214-787-1190. Live, El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Come on out, over $15,000 off Chevy Silverados. Booyah. Come see us. We'll be right back.
You're going to excuse yourself? Not even say bye? He's off. Drop mic time. Boy, he is dangerous leaving me by myself here. I can tell you that. When he comes back, he's going to be shocked. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. We are live at El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Texas, and they have got some really phenomenal deals here. You can tune in every Saturday morning here with us from 8 to noon. We're on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR, iHeartMedia Network station out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. You can find us there every Saturday morning. Also, you can download the iHeartMedia app, and then you can search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, and then that'll always be there for when you want to tune in and listen to the radio side of it on your phone or your, device. Then if you can join us also on our social media sites, live streaming, audio and video on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, our sister Facebook page, Shifting Gears, on LinkedIn, and that's under Kurt Chase's LinkedIn page, KURTCHASE. And then we're on YouTube. We added that recently, and that's youtube.com/the Automotive Edge Radio Show. So those are all the places to find us. Like and share. Subscribe to our channel on the YouTube, Automotive Edge Radio Show YouTube channel. And we appreciate if you do that. It kind of helps us out across the board. Sherry Morrison, good morning. I miss y'all. Tell my buddy I said hello.
Who's your buddy?
Who's my buddy? Rick.
Rick.
Her husband. We were longtime friends from way
Jim
back.
Morrison.
I think his dad was Jim. In fact, I know it was.
Wow.
But not the Jim Morrison rock star.
Oh.
He was a pastor.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And thank you. Appreciate your comment there. Thank you for tuning in. We're here every Saturday morning doing this thing right there, what we're doing. We got Maddie at the helm back in the Major Maddie, is that what you're calling her now?
Major Maddie.
Major Maddie.
Yeah, she takes no prisoners.
What's up?
Keeps us in line. Here she is. She's going to get us at attention here in just a second. Hang on. Maddie, you doing all right this morning?
Maddie, I tried to see your daddy all week, and he wouldn't see me.
I don't think that's true.
It's true.
Yes,
It is.
I feel like they tried to see you, and it just the schedules conflicted. So,
oh, that's a good daughter right there. I'm telling you, no
Taking
wonder
up-
you are his princess.
Taking up for her daddy. That's so sweet.
Yep, I tried to take him to lunch.
no, it
and-
just sounds more like him. He doesn't intentionally not see people.
Yep. He's a busy man. Every time I'm sitting in there, his phone's going off and people are at the door. And
Yeah, he's
Always.
yep, that's
he's
why
in high
he's
demand
the,
for sure.
That's why he's the chief in charge.
Yes, he is. Just like Major Maddie.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
She comes
Reporting
by
for
naturally.
duty.
Hey, Maddie, what do you think about that red hallway there at iHeartRadio?
I do not like it. I don't like
Man.
the floor. It's very red. It's
Oh.
horrible lighting. In my opinion, they should have made the hallway white and had red accent walls throughout the office because
Yeah, I was
a
up
lot
there.
of the iHeart art that they hung up it's giving clip art.
Well, I tell you one thing, when we did our show there here about a month or two ago, I walked in there and that red just overtook me. I thought about to pass out. It
Yeah, I was up there Monday. They had a big food party up there. Man, there was more food up there and people everywhere. I've never seen that many people in the building at once,
Really?
ever. And I was up there with Tim, and I got to meet Amy and the president and vice president of marketing and automotive, and was hanging out and went out there in the hallway and went, who did this? And it's all scuffed up now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so it's getting rusty, but nasty
I
looking.
mean, but still, you go out there and man, that thing will light you up like a
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
No, when we say red, you ain't never seen a place like
you ain't
this.
never seen nothing like that.
No. Yeah,
That is super high duper gloss, super duper gloss.
and it's completely.
I didn't know red could be that bright.
It's man.
You're talking about getting to the heart of things.
You're talking
Woo.
about building an anxiety attack, too. I mean, it just hits you right upside the head, dude. It's so red everywhere. Floor is so red. Everything's so red.
and bright. That light reflects off of it.
Mm.
I'm going, man, oh man.
Whose genius idea?
Who
was
had
that?
that? Wrote the song "Gotta Wear Shades"?
Oh, yes. My future's so bright, I got to wear shades.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. It's pretty crazy, man. I don't know whose idea that was to do that, but it's kind of like some of these manufacturers that come up with some of these ideas. You go like, why? Why?
Yeah.
What's the purpose? What's the deal here? Well, I guess it gets us talking about it. It's one of those things where, we're sitting here talking about it, but it's not very conducive to wanting to be around
30
it.
seconds.
Yeah.
You want to get out of that room pretty quick. That hallway.
I mean, I like different. I'm not that gray guy or the white guy or I like
Well,
that. I like that wow factor, that wow color, but woo wee.
Well, see, I'm that way with the vehicle. See, I don't like white. So
You know, like, yeah, what is it with you and white?
well, just like I don't like a high white room. I mean, it's just too sterile. That's what they put people that go nuts. They put them in a white room. You know that, right?
White padded room.
Yeah. I guess that's one reason I don't like the white vehicles.
Yeah.
I like a little class, a little color. Give me some color. Give me some color.
Ready for the show. I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
You're just going to sit there and let us just wait forever, aren't you?
All night long, all day long here, El Dorado Chevrolet 380 and 75. What are you doing, Bo?
Well, I can't play the music, so people that are tuned in on our social media sites probably going like, what the heck's going on? Just so you know, we have to repeat this ever so often. We play music on the intro on our radio station, which is fine. We have the laws for that. The iHeart has the ability to do that. It's all legal and everything. But for some reason, we get on our social media sites, they start wanting to hunt us down, shut us down, charge us, whatever else they may want to do, fine us. So sorry about the little delay there that we have when we come back into the shows or out with the music. But Kurt was doing All Night Long by Rascal Flatts.
Yep.
So in case you want to know what it is, you can go to YouTube and find out that All Night Long by Rascal Flatts. That's our intro.
Well, yeah, it's let's see here. I got to type one thing.
The mayor, Felix, says, "Hey, you two, what's new?" He says, "Smile, Kurt. Look like you're snoozing." And we got a compliment from my dear friend Sherry. She says that she's learning some good stuff, listening to us.
Yeah.
And her husband, my really long time good friend, is a pilot, and he's an instructor.
Huh.
So if you have any interest in learning how to fly, you should look him up, Rick Morrison.
So yesterday I got a ton of rock that wraps around my house. I'm by hand. I'm picking up each rock and moving it. And lo and behold, Felix has to pull up with his lovely, beautiful bride and start yelling at me that I missed a rock and I missed a spot and I didn't. And he's not getting out to even bother to help me.
Oh, of course not.
But he drives by and he just razzes me all the time.
That's funny.
And I got a board I need you to cut for me today, too, while I got you on air. So I'm going to bring it over and cut that off. I got some trim to put in. Hey, thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, the show that helps you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. And we're live today, El Dorado Chevrolet 380 and 75. Over $15,000 off Chevy Silverados today, guys and gals. Go no further. Look nowhere else. Head to 380 and 75 and make your deal. If you got negative equity, they've got a solution today, right now. Eldorado Chevrolet, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. What does that mean? It means that after you buy a car, they take good care of you. They love on you. They love your vehicle. They love you shopping and buying. They don't want to sell you. They want to sell all you and your friends and family, and they have to do it the right professional way. And that's why they get all these awards and accolades.
Yeah, it's not about just quantity of how much they sell. It's across the board, the whole aspect of their dealership.
That's right. You know, if sometimes we can be number one.
Yeah.
We got the biggest lot. We got the most inventory.
Sell
but
more
you know
cars
what?
than anybody.
Who are the happiest people? And it's
Right.
the ones that come to Eldorado Chevrolet,
Yeah.
380 and 75. So come on out and see us. We'll be here to the noon hour, and would love to help you with your automotive needs. What is the party behind
Yeah,
you
they're having a
guys?
meeting. I'm putting they're having a revival.
That'd be a sales meeting.
But they're having a revival.
Hey, this segment of the show is brought to you by Freeman Toyota. They're on the affordable side of the Metroplex. If it's a Toyota, go see Dane Miner and his staff, BJ Stankovic, Jerry Patterson, and the crew, and get in line. If you're looking for a Toyota 4Runner, get your name on the list. They will be coming out not only in the ICE, but hybrid. You're looking at April, but you can go online and build one and get your order in the system. That's going to be the new Cat's Meow, hot as pancakes, hot cakes. Get them while they're hot coals. It's going to be hot. Just like the Grand Highlander, this new 4Runner is going to come out, and it's priced right, and people are excited about it and all the different options that are available to you. But in the meantime, all Camrys now are hybrid, and they're getting phenomenal reviews. We've got I've got a half a dozen friends now, all driving brand new Camrys. The place though is Freeman Toyota, right there at 820 and 183. Stop in, let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and they're loaded up on Camrys and Corollas and Highlanders and Sequoias. The all-new Land Cruiser with over 100 options to put on that vehicle. And then here's the kicker: go to their website, FreemanToyota.com, and look what Dane Miner is giving you free at no charge, extra benefits just for buying a vehicle from Freeman. There's not another place like it. I've known Dane Miner for 40 years. My brother just retired from that company after 40 years, and they do business the right way. If it's a Toyota need, go no further than Freeman Toyota. Find them online and all their specials at FreemanToyota.com. Okay, so one of the questions that I was texted over to me was, what can we expect for $18,000 and mileage? And
on a used car?
On a pre-owned vehicle. Okay. And here's the thing. It all depends on the make and model. I'm finding a lot of great products out there. In fact, I found a 2022 Chevy Trailblazer here at Eldorado for under $20,000, and this thing is mint. It's what we call a no pick. I mean, it's clean from headlight to tail light.
Almost
there ain't nothing wrong with it.
Right.
It is a nice ride. 52,000 miles on it.
Wow.
So don't be afraid because of your past to buy something new. And remember, reviews are only worth the paper that it's written on, because there are a lot of people that, they didn't like the infotainment system. They thought it had too many buttons. I had a guy the other day. He drove a vehicle, and he called me. He goes, "This is the nicest vehicle I ever driven. I can't wait to take it home." So he bought it, got it home. The salesman, he said there was a lot to know, so the salesman covered him with all the basics and everything. He had to get to dinner. And then he calls me a week later. You know what he tells me? "I can't stand this vehicle."
Oh.
I'm like, "What do you not stand about it?" He said, "This thing's got more buttons and gadgets and things to do and set and push that I'm overwhelmed."
Is he
he's looking to trade it in this weekend.
Is he overwhelmed, or the fact that he just doesn't want to take the time to really learn it? Because I know that
probably both.
That happens to me a lot. I go, if it's just something I don't want to just spend the necessary time to learn, I'll be that way.
Yeah.
But there's also been times where I knew that I was looking at something that I really wanted to know about it, and I would learn about it, and it was fine. So I'm just wondering if that's not the case.
Yeah.
Where he just doesn't really want to know about it.
Yep.
But most of these vehicles nowadays have a lot of buttons.
He's like, do you think I need this? Am I going to use this? Am I going to? Well, that's not really the point. The point is you may not. I've got features on my vehicle that I know I'll never use the trailering kit. I don't have a trailer. I won't be hauling anything behind it, but I still want to know what these buttons are for.
Well, I know one thing. For example, my son Graham, I mean, he learns all about anything about a vehicle. When he gets in and he does things and goes in after it. And I'm going like, man, what's that for? And he's doing this and that. There's just some people that like doing that.
Yeah.
That like getting and knowing about it. I just want to get in and drive, set the rear, side mirrors and maybe just turn.
I want to know where the turn signals are, the windshield wipers,
how to start it,
and how to put gas in it. And I will just tell you this: when I bought my sports car here, I drove it, and then I came back up to pick up the tags, and the guy goes, "Hey, what do you think about the Z mode?" And I'm like,
"You didn't even know about it, right?
You didn't even know anything about it, did you?" No. So he comes out and he sits down with me, and he hits that Z mode, and I'm like, "Holy cow!"
Isn't that kind of in a race mode where it's all about you?
No, that's track mode.
Okay.
So Z mode is when you go in and you design how you want the car to drive, handle, and sound just for you.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, holy, yeah, you can bring this up, bring this down, do this.
So
do
like
that.
adjusting your seat, but it's all about the whole car.
The exhaust sound system, everything. And I went, holy cow. I mean, so.
Did you do it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And so the thing about it is when you're looking at reviews on automobiles and even when some people call me and go, you know what, I didn't like this, this, and this, I'm going, wow. And the reason for that would be, and they went, and you know what 90% of the problem is? An understanding of.
Yeah, of course.
Because some people say, well, this is traction control. What does that mean? This is lane assist. What does that mean? And they're pointing at it and they're pushing all the buttons and the start and stop. Okay, I want to turn that off. I don't like starting.
Well, a lot of people didn't know how to turn that off.
Yeah, there's an explanation of what are the features and what are the benefits. And so by going down the list of things, are going to use this, this, and this. Well, no, I will never, which all the trailering stuff I have no need for. I will never own a camper, a trailer, any of that.
Never say never.
To put behind my truck. I guess if I was to lend it to somebody or there was an emergency situation, but I don't own a travel trailer. I don't own a trailer. I don't own a boat. But to know that, let's say I'm driving down the road and somebody's broken down and they've got a trailer and I can help them, then, those features would come into benefit.
Yeah, but not for you.
And as big as my family is, there's always a need for a pickup truck.
Of course.
But don't let options, or here's the thing, when you read the details of why people are complaining about cars, really look at what they're saying. And a lot of it is very, very descriptive. It's not
30 seconds.
The actuality, functionality of the vehicle.
No.
It's that I didn't like all the buttons. I didn't like this. I wish it would have done this. I wish it would have done that. Doesn't make it a bad vehicle. And don't let that be a deterrent for you to drive something that could probably be really, really beneficial to you and your family. That's why I say the feel of the wheel makes the deal. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, most vehicles come with a lot of that stuff on there already anyway, because isn't it just easier to have it than it's like it's there?
Yeah, when you're putting it on in bulk.
Yeah, that's what
for the manufacturer, when he's doing 100,000 or a half a million, then.
Yeah, I mean, the manufacturers doesn't want to dissect every single car, whether you want lane assist or not, or, I like that lane awareness. Is that what you call it? Where it kind of beeps on the mirror?
Lane assist.
Well, the lane assist is when you start to go off and it kind of lets you know you're getting out of the lane. But the
other one is driver assist, where if another car is coming up on
right,
you,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And you get that little triangle starts
Mhm.
blinking that there's a car coming
Yeah.
up on you. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that in Purple Haze's car. And so I just, but see, she loves the backup camera and I could care less. I like using the old school rear view mirror and the side mirrors and all that.
Yeah.
Are you that way?
I will use
Occasionally, kind of.
it in tight quarters
I got you.
with my pickup truck. With my car, I'm like you. I just rather look over my shoulder and
Yeah.
the old school way.
Yeah, I do that too. And she just lives by it.
Some people are like, I just can't believe it. Well, let me tell you what, my mom had a Country Squire station wagon with 7 kids in it.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a problem putting that thing in a parking place.
No. And backing out and doing
Yeah,
whatever
wasn't a
else.
problem at all.
No. So, I mean, I see where some things where people go like, I don't care for that. But just because I don't like it, Purple Haze loves it.
Doesn't make it a bad car.
Doesn't make it a bad car. What's the fact you know what it is. So, you know, it's a dynamite car.
Yeah, a lot of times when you read this stuff, it's just so descriptive. It's not the engine was bogged down. The car didn't stop when I hit the brakes. It's all, well, it's that emotion. It's not a factual, whatever the case may be, you know?
Chelsea says, got to have a backup camera. Yeah, most people are using those now. It's kind of funny though. In a truck, most of the people have a pickup truck. When they go to a parking lot, they back in so they can pull out straight, so they don't even need.
You know, I got called out on that. This guy goes,
because you didn't back in.
New truck driver, huh? And I went, and I looked at him and said, I beg your pardon. He goes, new truck driver, and I went, what does that mean? He goes, well, you pull that truck in forward, and I went, well, buddy, I look like I'm a lot older than you, and I've had quite a few trucks. And he goes, oh, I said, you must have a Harley Davidson, a Harley too. And he goes, yeah.
He backed those in too.
Yeah, my brother, he goes, man, I was such an idiot. He goes, what? He goes, I pulled up this place and I just pulled my motorcycle in. And everybody was laughing and busting on me and going, man, we know we got a rookie here. And he went out there and then he backed his Harley in. And I went, I didn't know there was guy code on.
Yeah.
And help me out here, listeners. Is there guy code on backing your truck in?
Man code. And they do it. And I get it because.
Is that man code to back your truck in?
Well, I get that why they do it. And because once you get and decide to leave, it's a lot easier to pull out than it is to back out because you got people coming back and, you know, down the lanes and these parking lots. You don't see them, you know, you can barely see. We've got cars on the other side of you, you know, so you really can't tell really how it's a struggle to back up when you're
well, that would be a benefit to back it in versus pulling it in, as far as seeing. You don't have that long bed backing out looking both ways as somebody coming.
Exactly. And that's why they do it.
Got you. Well, what about a Suburban or, you know, an Escalade?
Well, I think they're backing them in too.
Those are land yachts.
I know, baby. That's just a big muscle there.
Wow. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If it's a Honda, it's Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hill, right there at 820 and Highway 26. They're packed deep. And they are moving inventory. When you get over 500 to choose from, if it's a deal, they're not saying no, I promise you. Great lease programs. The Honda leases are really coming back strong, and they've got a lot of great new releases, a lot of new updates, and got something for everybody from the Ridgeline to the Odyssey to, you know, the All-American Honda Accord, Honda Civic. And then you have the HRV, the CRV, the Passport, the Pilot. And if there's a family need, a personal need, a business need, they got you covered from one end to the other. Service after the sale, well, just pull by there on a Saturday about 7 o'clock and look at the cars lined up. And there's a reason why they trust that service department. The place, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, Northridge and Hills, 820 and 26. Find them online at normreeveshondanrh.com. That's normreeveshondanrh.com.
So Charles Davis says you always have to back your truck in. And Sherry says, I love all the goodies. Set it for me. I just want to get in and go. That's special right there. I don't blame her.
Well, Charlie, I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was that guy code to back your truck in. But I know now.
Yeah.
I've never owned a motorcycle, so I don't know anything about, backing in the bike. But I did notice that there's a place over not far from the house. I can't remember the name of it. And there's a lot of motorcycle clubs that meet there. And I notice everybody backs in their motorcycle. So I guess that's a deal.
You got to fit in. You don't want to be the little kid on the block that's just kind of out there. People going like, look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Yeah. There are other reasons to back in. With longer trucks, you have to back in order to fit so the bed hangs over the grass. There you go. So leave it to Todd Gentman know why you back in a truck.
Yeah.
So I guess the space between the back of the bed and the rear wheel can hang over the curbs. Where the front end, you don't have that much distance.
And the people, especially in parking lots, they drive so fast in these parking lots, like on the freeway, and they're, you just don't see them when you're trying to back out. It's hard to see them, but it's a lot easier when you're pulling out to have the better view. So yeah, I get that. And Sherry, I do. Purple Haze, she loves everything, all gadgets. If it's gadgets, give it to me.
Yeah, for me, I pull my truck in. I always if you look at my truck, the mirrors are tucked in.
Right.
I never leave the mirrors out. It's always something that gets scuffed or scratched up.
Or
but
broken.
Yeah, I'm pulled in straight on. So I'm going to have to.
That's a bad code.
I'm losing my man card.
They've already got it out. They got a sign on it already.
Wow.
This is no man driving this one.
Man card. What do you call it? Expired.
You lost your man card right there.
Yeah.
Buddy.
I'm going to have to get my
Let me go out there and back it in for you.
Yeah, I never thought about that. But, for somebody to call me out like that,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of cold-blooded.
Who you talking about?
The guy asking me if I'm a new truck driver. I'm like, what does that mean? We
Wait,
pulled it in.
So I got to ask you, which one's worse? The guy doing that or the person you had to ask to see how to open the back window of your truck?
Oh, wait. That's I'm going with the worst one would be the window. You want to tell the story?
You didn't want to tell me what you did for a living, either. Oh, this is a great story. Y'all got to hear this.
Okay, so I'm at Lowe's, and I just bought my new pickup truck, and I've got these 8-foot boards, and I'm trying to figure out how to open the rear view mirror, the rear window, and I ain't got a clue. And I'm standing there, and the guy goes, "Hey, how are you?" I said, "Real good." And he goes, "It looks like you got a little dilemma." I said, "Yeah, I do." And he goes, "What are you trying to do?" And I said, "Well, I got to figure out how to get that window open and run these shoes." He opens up my door, hits the button, opens it up, and I went, "I appreciate it."
Have a great day. You didn't give me your card, did you?
No, I didn't give my card. I didn't. And here again, I got my brand new truck, and I just jumped in it, and I went, give me the key, because I know where the gas cap was. I know where everything was on the truck, and just took off. And, I'm looking all over, and all I had to do was look up on the overhead console.
Right.
And there, guess what it said?
Open the window?
Sliding rear window. Just plain as could be.
That's so funny.
And anyway, yeah, he didn't get carded that day.
No, he didn't know what you were doing, does it?
Oh, he'd have posted that. I'd have been all over social media.
Going viral. The car guy didn't know how to open
the car guy radio host doesn't know how to open up a window on a pickup truck.
Well, that's the reason why you say, don't get in a hurry, and we understand when you go to a dealership and you go through the process and, you're kind of ready to get in that vehicle and go home or ride or go out or whatever. Just let them go over that with you. Learn it. Get it down. know your infotainment center, know how to open the back window of your pickup truck, know those kind of things so that you don't get. And how many times
And
you
look at this guy backing his
yeah,
truck in.
now that's a
Oh,
man card
boy.
right there.
Look
Look at that, beautiful.
He just hit it, didn't
You
he?
just
Yeah, but here's the thing. When people post this information and these reviews, don't let it be a deterrent. When they say, okay, well, I didn't like this. I didn't think that was good. You know what? It's just, body shapes, body heights, blind spots, or everybody has a different blind spot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody's different. They don't build one size fits all. It doesn't happen that way. So when you're looking at reviews, take it with a grain of salt. I don't even go there. Even when I see, there's restaurants that I take a look at, but when you read them, there's no consistency.
right.
Okay, the veal piccata, the veal was tough. I thought it was lemony. I don't like capers. Well, it comes with capers.
Then you have somebody who goes, "This was the best I've ever had."
Yeah,
it's up and down like a yo-yo, and I see that all.
And there's
the
a
time.
lot of people looking for a free meal.
Yeah, of course.
My mom and dad, they were the king of it.
Were they?
They complained about everything. Good gosh, they complained about every meal.
Looking for with 25 kids, they had to look for something.
Man, they were always complaining. And so whenever I took them to dinner, guess what I always told them? If you have a complaint, tell me.
So
you can't say anything to the waitress.
You talking about when
and they
you
never
took
did.
them out?
Oh yeah. When I wined and dined mom and dad, I told them you can't talk to anybody but me.
If there's a problem.
And you know what? There was no free meals, but boy, I couldn't tell you how many times they ripped off Chili's, TGI Fridays, Applebee's,
wow,
House Pancakes. Complain. But anyway, when you read the reviews and everything, don't let that be the big deterrent on why you do or don't buy a vehicle. Go drive it. There's so many people that they say, well, this thing had bad ratings, had 4.5 stars. Based on what? Based on what? And so some of these people that call themselves professional automotive writers or this or that, you know what? It's still their opinion. It's not a fact. It's an opinion. I didn't like the way the car accelerated. Okay, but then you take a look and you see that they sold 100,000 of them, and he's one out of maybe 4 or 5 out of 100,000 went, I wish it had more horsepower. Well, that's not that big a deal because everybody's different. There's some cars out there that I like. People call me and go, man, I just didn't like anything about it. Fantastic.
1 minute.
What did you not like about it? What did you like most about it? And then we move on to the next vehicle. Don't let reviews stop you. That's why when J.D. Powers, Car and Driver, all these magazines and everything, which are, I read every one of them. There's a lot of great information in them. But when it comes to opinions, I want to find out for myself. The feel of the wheel makes the deal.
And don't give her bad reviews because you didn't take the time out to go through what they needed to tell you in the first place.
Or you didn't understand it.
Right.
You just didn't understand. And not understanding doesn't make it a bad product.
Exactly.
Yep. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Ron Vice says, I back into my driveway every day. He even backs into his driveway.
Thanks, Ron.
Boy, your man card is really shrinking because I know you don't do that at home.
I'm getting kicked and punched and bullied. And I didn't know that you did.
I knew it,
but I'm looking at all the trucks out here back then. I'm going, well, all the way down the line.
And especially since we've been talking about it. It's starting to back in.
It's kind of like when you buy that car.
But I could see.
And you think you got the only one, then you start seeing them all over the road.
I know. Funny. But I could see backing into your driveway because your driveway does have a little angle to it as you're coming down. So, and it's pretty steep.
Yeah.
So it would really probably be better for you to back in.
Yeah, Felix, he backs in all the time.
I see
and
that.
He starts in my driveway.
Well, he's got a man card.
Yeah, he's got a running start.
And he's the mayor.
And he scrapes at the bottom of that thing in my driveway every time.
It's a running start.
Yeah, that piece of plastic, that little shield underneath it, there ain't much left of it.
His?
Because, it's all over my driveway.
His is like a red, what does he have, a red Ram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I see him backed in all the time. I guess that's what they forgot to tell you in your when you bought your vehicle. When they went through
my property decree.
yeah, you're supposed to hey
The mayor will be using your driveway to park his truck.
And number one, when you first get a pickup, you need to learn to back in because that's what you're going to be doing all the time.
Yeah. Now his wife, Cecilia, whatever she wants.
Right.
She's the best, the best.
Yes, she is. And Judge Gregory's tuned in. And Ty says, sorry, Kurt, I back up in my driveway too.
Oh, thanks, Ty.
Well, Ty's the
They all
professional.
got to add that. You know, I got to get with Judge Gregory to help me go get a gun.
He said to call him.
I know. I got to call him. I went the other day and I was overwhelmed with what this guy put in front of me. Oh, totally overwhelmed. And you know what was funny? He goes, here's what you need. I was like, buddy, I never shot a gun before. Well, then you need this one. I'm like, wow. And, you know, I just, I was kind of taken back by it, but, you know, I need to find a time where Judge Gregory
can help you out. I want to go too, Judge Gregory. Let me know when y'all get that hooked up because I want to go out there with y'all. Not like that I don't have enough of them. But if I get out there, I know I'm going to come home with another one.
Yep. I want to get that on the book, so I need to find out when he's got a clear schedule and get some time in with him. And
you're right, Ron. That's exactly right.
And find where to go. I mean, that's the thing.
Well, he knows. 1 minute. He knows where to go. He wants to take you. And I'm sure he'll let you know. Yes, he's never shot a gun. That's a fact, Ron.
Yeah, never have.
And I got so many of them he could shoot, and he still hadn't.
Well, when I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, with the going through this mini boot camp, I did shoot a M16, but it was you pull the trigger and it was fully automatic and it shot off a bunch of bullets. And and you're laying on your belly.
Right, I got you.
I mean, but
so yes,
I was 16 years old, 17 maybe, but I've never gone out.
10 seconds.
All my brothers, hunt and fish.
Well, he doesn't own one, but we're working with him, trying to get him set up for that.
And not knowing of, and I don't know how guns trade and sell and everything. I want to buy something, then lose my butt on it.
No, you'll never lose the money on a weapon. Tell you that.
Yeah, right not know anything about it.
Not unless you're just desperate and you go to a pawn shop because you need money so bad. But that you'll never lose it on that, especially a good quality name brand.
214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to Burleson Nissan. Our buddy Justin Crane down there at 35 and Renfro Road. Stop in and see him. He has got 4 cars under the average selling price of a brand new vehicle. There at Burleson Nissan. You got your Nissan Versa, you got your Nissan Kicks, you have your Sentra, you have your Altima. All under the price of what you would pay for a average price, good, clean, used car. You can get a brand new one. Great lease programs. They have a bunch of leases under $250 a month. The place, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. Find them online at burlesonnissan.com. That's burlesonnissan.com. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and he's got a couple of dozen of really nice CPOs, certified pre-owned, on his lot right now, ready for delivery. The place, burlesonnissan.com. Let's go to the phone lines and grab our buddy, Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. What are you doing?
We're just out at the barn, shooting some guns and trying to take it easy.
Yeah.
But you were talking about your back window in the truck. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to figure out where that little button was to open that window.
You guys just don't want to find out anything, do you?
Well, hey, I got to tell you, I was up there at your store yesterday and saw Jeremy, and I had a buddy of mine that said, hey, I want to try out a product. And I said, okay, let me go by there, and I picked him up a jar and dropped it off at his house yesterday. And so he said, I've heard about all these different products that you got. And I dropped him off a jar of libido gummies. And he's had a few medical issues and everything. Said he wanted to try it out. So I was being a good friend and bought it and dropped it off. But I got to tell you, every time I go in there and you listen to the people that are in there and you listen to Hannah and Jeremy and Chrissy and yourselves, when people really start opening up their hearts and start talking, because nobody likes to talk about their ailments or this, that, or the other. You know what? There's a really good chance you got something there to help them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, it's a journey. We've been there 7 years. We were one of the first stores. And, it's people's health is complicated. So one of the things we really thrive on is finding out specifically how we can help people. And, again, like you said, we have so many different products and so forth that help people. And we like to take the time. So, last Saturday, I think we had something like 18 or 24 customers come in. And one customer, they spent 3 hours in our store, a husband and wife. And my wife and Chrissy are very, very positive about, listening to people, kind of dissecting all their information. And, it's just been a joy helping people. Just been a real joy.
Well, the number one thing that you have is the knowledge to help them. That's the biggest thing right there in my viewpoint of what you guys do there at your CBD store in Keller, is that you do have that
Absolutely.
ability and knowledge that directs them in the things that they need to be trying.
Absolutely. And, again, being there for so long, we get so much input from our customers. They tell us things.
Right.
The libido gummies, for example, we'd also have it without the THC. I have several people that come in to buy it because it helps them in their workouts. It helps with blood flow. So they're taking libido gummies because it helps them in the gym. And, we just get so much input from our customers. It's just we can help relate that to other people.
The place, your CBD store, Keller.com. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. And here's the thing, a friend of mine, he is in IT and been having just a terrible, terrible time here recently with all these new updates and this new software and everything that needs to be installed. And I gave him a 4-pack of that Brain Boost, and he called me and he got home and he goes, I can't believe how I felt today. I said, what do you mean? He goes, did what you said, drank half a can. He goes, I was so different at work today. And he goes, I just can't believe. He goes, I'm just looking so forward to research and studying what's in this. He's that detailed analytical guy. Believe me, and when it comes to IT, he's in the right department. But he goes, he just couldn't believe it. It was a game changer for him to know that he could not, that he didn't leave work all frustrated and his mind racing or anything, that he was dialed in for the fact that we spent a few times with him, had a conversation, and you had a product that took care of 75% of the problems he was having at work.
Absolutely. We also have the CBG gummies and the tincture that helps people. A lot of our customers work on computers all day long, and it just helps them keep them focused. And I take it before I play golf, and it really just keeps my head in the game playing golf and keeps me focused.
Yeah, Melinda came home the other night, and she's on the computer all day, and I took some of the pain cream, and I rubbed it in her neck and shoulders, and it was 30 minutes later, I looked at her, and she goes, I feel fantastic. So I know for a fact that everything works. We use it every day, whether it's the CBG or the gummies at night or the pain cream or the tincture. We're believers. We're not endorsers. We're users and believers in the product. And again, what Ralph will tell you is all the stories and everybody that comes through there, we hear it over and over again. And here it just comes down to dialogue. Have a conversation. Go to your CBD store, Keller.com. There's a phone number there. Have a conversation. You have the QR code. So, Ralph, everybody can scan it and see everything that they're ingesting or putting on their body. You ship for free, and you've got products there for pets. So it's really about just a good, wholesome conversation is what it comes down to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And give us a call if you're not local. We ship for free. We're USDA approved organic, and we're just here to help. So give us a shout. In fact, last week we had customer appreciation, and we had these wellness bags that we put together, and we gave them away for free. And it's about a $200 value. So if you ever wanted to try CBD, okay, come on by and we will give you some products absolutely free, educate you about different things, and, go from there. Again, we're about helping people.
Not about the high, it's about the health. YourCBDStoreKeller.com. That's YourCBDStoreKeller.com. Ralph, you and your lovely wife have a great weekend at the barn. Thanks again for the hockey game the other night. What a fantastic night. I was taking it all in. Ralph was moving all around the stadium for a great view. I was learning the game, and once I started kind of catching on to what was going on, that game of hockey is fascinating.
Can't stand it.
You can't.
No.
Yeah.
Been to it, didn't
They
like
won
it,
again
won't
the
go
other
back.
night.
I didn't care for it,
The
but I'm going to
Star.
tell you what, I went with Ralph, and I got to tell you what, it was a great game. They tied it up, and then with 4.3 seconds, they shot that goal, and it was a great night. So we went and had a burger and then went to the game, and thanks again for a great evening, buddy. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you guys. The Stars are doing good. They won again the other night.
Yeah,
So
and then they brought in one of the
it's,
top 5 players in the world to their team this yesterday. So we'll see where they're going.
Y'all let me know how that turns out.
The plays, YourCBDStoreKeller.com. It's not about the high, it's about the health. Log on now. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. Get you a discount up front. That's YourCBDStoreKeller.com. Ralph, we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, you and your lovely wife, Carol.
You got it. Thanks, gentlemen. You have a good one.
All
Thank you,
right.
buddy.
Hey, coming up in the next segment at the top of the hour, what are the most dangerous foods to eat on the road? I didn't know there was such a list. But when I found out, I was kind of blown away. The most dangerous foods to eat while you're driving. I want you to think about that for a minute.
I already know one, but we'll wait till we come back from the break.
Are there foods that are more dangerous than others to eat while you're driving down the road?
Well, yeah, there is. I believe there is.
Some of them that are on the list, I was kind of blown away that
1 minute.
people eat that while they're driving, but you never know because when you see people
well, there's a lot of people do a lot of crazy things
with
on
a
the
cup
road.
of coffee in one hand, a cell phone in the other, and
putting makeup with their foot.
Yeah, putting makeup on, driving with their feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who knows? 214-787-1190 is the number. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Well, we're rocking and rolling here on this Saturday morning. And you're right. It looks like the rain's kind of dissipated here, up in here in El Dorado Chevrolet and McKinney. It's cloudy. Going to be cool today, about 49, 50 degrees in the Metroplex. And then tomorrow's going to be gorgeous. Sunny and like 70-something degrees.
Yep.
So we're up and down. We're in that springish kind of time where we go in and out of some cool, rainy, damp weather to sunny, summery, springy weather. But
So how long before you put up the pool?
well, we yesterday was a good day to kind of start working on that. I did do some things around it.
Do you put the sand down on the ground and?
Oh, it's already up. It stays up.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, covered up.
You put a
Yeah.
cover on it.
Yeah. So getting ready to do that. Have to take.
Do you let the ducks in the pool?
Oh no, they can't do it. They have their own pond. Why they want to get in the pool?
Well,
They love the pond. They can't wait to get in that sucker all the time.
Do you quack at the ducks?
They quack at me. I know that. I'd like to just get rid of all of them, to be honest with you. Pain in the
Does
butt.
your wife pet them?
No, not really. They're very friendly. They come up real close, and they're
They let you touch them?
no,
They're not that domesticated.
No, I mean you could catch them, but they don't want to be really caught. They don't really want to be.
They bite.
No, they're not like geese. Like geese can be, but ducks can be kind of mean, but geese can be real mean. And we got a rooster that, boy, he's been laid out a couple times and he just don't get it. Oh boy, that rooster boy, he needs to learn his lesson because he gets around. He's always chasing Barbara Ann. That's just funny. And she just kicks at it and he just keeps coming back stronger. Well, Graham and I both have laid this guy out. I mean, a couple times where I didn't think he was going to get up.
Kind of like a Timex watch, takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Yeah, boy. One time I didn't think he was going to get up. Read one time when Graham did it too, but he finally got back up. Kind of like one of those knockouts in the heavyweight fight. It's kind of funny to see it, though. I hate it, though. I hate doing it, but he's just a jerk. You don't let him know who's boss. He won't get around me or Graham anymore. He sees me and he goes another direction.
Yeah.
Sees Barbara and he runs right to her and starts bowing up and doing his, feathering up. Wesley Stewart. Hey, thank you. Yeah, it was my birthday the other day. Appreciate it so much. And Kurt's was just a couple weeks ago. So yeah, we have.
Did you see the great Jason Charbonnet joined us?
Oh, you did? I said hi to him.
Did you?
Yeah, I told him good morning. Appreciate him tuning in. The great Judge Charbonnet. And so also the great Judge Gregory, both good buddies of ours, friends of ours, and you've helped get vehicles for them.
Yep.
So if a judge can trust Kurt, anybody should.
That's right. Here come the judge.
Here come the judge.
Order in the courtroom. Here come the judge.
And your mother still can't get over you sitting behind the desk, huh?
I had the gavel.
The gavel.
I brought it down. I did.
I would love to see you in there in a real court one day. I told Judge Gregory, let me set in sometime. I'll just make you a bunch of money because I'll find them all guilty and charge them the highest rate I can. Guilty, $300. Guilty, $300.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190, or go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt, leave a message, and we'll make sure your automotive needs are taken care of. Hey, are men better drivers or are women better drivers?
Oh.
There's a new poll out. Women have always been better drivers as far as insurance, but are they really better drivers these days? Huh?
I
got into an argument the other day with a young lady, and it wasn't a pretty conversation about are men better drivers or women better drivers. And
now we're looking at across the board.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. The men are, I'm going to say, I just got to look, 5 times better drivers than women.
Look at that. You even got a thumbs down on that.
I pulled up to a lady the other day, and she had her elbow on the steering wheel, her cell phone, putting on eyelash makeup, and dancing. And for some reason, that recipe doesn't work for being a good driver. I don't know, just thinking out loud. And I gave her a thumbs up, and we got the next slide. I said, I am so impressed you can do that many things and drive. But if you look at the insurance, when men get to 25, their insurance comes down. When women are 21, their insurance comes down. I'm going,
well, that's why I was going to ask, is this for all ages about that? Because I do think younger men, when they first drive, they like to be hot rodders. They like to get out and go. They like to show their stuff. They like to show their testosterone. They like to do that. So I feel that.
But then the evil. Hey, dude.
What up, my brother?
The man, the myth, the legend. You going to join us whenever you're ready?
Suit up. Put me in, Coach. Well, but don't you think that's the case? Don't you think that's the case?
Well, here's the big problem.
And I think young women, are more cautious.
Well, here's the problem that women are facing now. I'll just get this out there. It's an evil that came along years ago that women are having a hard time with. You know what that is? Called a cell phone.
Oh yeah, that's
And
a
they're
big
not going to
problem.
put them phones down no matter what. They don't care. It's one way or their way. And it's been, the numbers are changing. The numbers are changing in the favor of male drivers because of cell phones and what they're calling distractive driving. So there you go. The numbers are now closing in. But you know what? The number one vehicle that's being that's wrecked on the roads today. What do you think it is?
That's a good question.
Tesla?
SUVs?
Pickup trucks.
Pickup trucks. Okay.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm trying to get you
There we
down.
go. Is that
So
better?
You good?
Yep.
when I brought my sports car home, I had bought a new Chevy Silverado, and then I bought my sports car from Jason.
Mhm.
Right.
And I called my insurance company, and my truck insurance was more than the sports car. And I went, whoa, wait a minute here. She said, sir, I said, no, I will cancel. Something's bad wrong here. She goes, well, here's the problem. Parents let their kids drive the trucks. They don't let them drive the sports cars. And trucks are being totaled and wrecked at record rates. I'm like, wow, that is unbelievable. I would have never thought. And she said a lot of times it's because of the weather and there's no weight in the back end. And these
Yeah, that's a
kids
problem.
don't know how to handle the trucks on
Yeah.
bad weather.
That's true.
They think when the weather's bad, you jump in the truck. And I knew the difference because the last dealership that I was managing and the weather was bad, everybody went home in a front wheel drive car. We didn't put them in pickup trucks to drive home in. And so,
Well, and I remember
understood
being a kid, and the first truck I ever had, I jumped it in the air. So
Nice.
yeah, I can see that. It makes sense to me.
So you set the pattern for why the
No,
insurance
hey,
is so high with
No,
kids in the truck.
no, Dukes of Hazards did that, but I did.
I hear you. Joining us, Jason Long, General Sales Manager here at Eldorado Chevrolet. Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you, sir. We are
Congratulations on your promotion, and you're in school these days.
in school. Yep.
Yeah, the dreaded but oh so well welcomed certificate when you complete an
Oh, yeah.
ABA.
I don't think it's that dreaded. You know, I hear a lot of dread. It's very eye opening and it's fast and furious.
Oh yeah,
But
a little bit of homework.
A little bit of homework. Yeah.
And happy birthday to your lovely wife. And
Yep.
she's
Oh,
been
yeah.
in the
Happy birthday,
hospital.
Nikki.
You okay?
Yeah, she's listening right now
Cool.
from hospital bed. She should be home today. But
Everything okay?
yeah,
Okay,
everything
good.
should be good.
Well, happy birthday, Nikki.
Yep.
We have the same birthday.
Oh, you guys both do.
Oh, you know what?
I
I
think I
think
knew
that
that.
there's a contest in the Lawing home on who can do the most of whatever.
Oh yeah.
I know.
At the same time.
I mean, when I see her, I mean, she's crocheting. She's got a classic car. She got something going on. And then Jason, you're going. These two go. I got a new hobby. Okay, then he goes to get another hobby. Well, I got a new hobby. I bet they've got 20 hobbies apiece.
Oh, absolutely. We just don't talk to each other.
keeps the marriage together.
Yeah, there
huh?
you go. There you go.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, hey,
really.
coming up here at the top of the hour, and we're going to see how many of these blanks can be filled.
1 minute.
in. What is the most dangerous food
Oh boy.
to eat while driving? The most dangerous food. And I didn't know there was a category for this, but sometimes I have these epiphanies and I start Googling different things. And then it says, do you know what the worst food to eat while driving is? The question came up. It's amazing how much Big Brother's involved in computers. You're scanning and searching stuff, and all of a sudden, all these different ideas start popping up on the computer.
Wait till AI gets.
Well,
full
I've got a
first.
list already.
And I
Yeah.
printed it
Back
off
up
on the 10 worst foods you can be eating while driving. And I
All
was
right.
blown away. Totally blown away. Here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. It is top of the hour. We got a little bit of a long break, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
So you sound a little like you had a cold.
You
or-
know, that dust storm that blew
Yeah,
in Tuesday.
we've all
Oh
had
my
that.
gosh.
It's like crazy, wasn't it?
So, you know, I was in the I was at the hospital on the 5th floor,
Right.
and looking out over Frisco, and you could see it. It was
in.
gnarly. Oh man, that was nasty stuff.
Yeah, where we live, it kind of just came in, and I didn't see it. Like I wasn't outside, but I went outside. I'm going, what the heck is this? It's like it clouded up the area, but it wasn't clouds. It was like a dirty, like a clay color.
Oh yeah.
That light.
If you could have seen it, I was on that 5th floor looking out over.
Oh, I bet you could see it. Really?
Oh my gosh! I didn't want to go outside, and then I watched it leave. But I'm sure it left some stuff. Here we all are breathing it in.
Breathing in, and
good we got a little bit of rain today. Knock it down.
Yeah, that'll help. And the wind, of course, doesn't help bringing all that stuff either. And the other day, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, we had the winds blowing really hard from the south, and by the afternoon they were really blowing hard from the north.
Yep.
I'm going like, come on, make your mind up. Which way do you want to go?
You gotta love it. Texas says, "Hey, don't put that jacket up yet."
Well, this time of the year is an up and down deal right there for sure. And this morning was a little nippy and rainy, and tomorrow's going to be 70-something.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Sunny.
Here we go.
So, been doing any shooting lately?
No, I haven't. So I've been doing, I've been practicing tattooing. So that's what.
Oh, have you really?
Oh yeah.
On who?
Well, on myself, and on they make a fake skin that you can do.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that he's our tattoo artist now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop on my back Porky Pig, the whole back.
No, I did. You know what?
Yeah, dabba-do.
I thought about you, and I did one.
You got one ready?
I got one ready. This is the one that I really want to do.
Oh, look at that.
Right there. Busey's.
It was it.
Instead of Bucky's.
I love that.
Across my back.
I just thought right here on the bottom. So when you wear short shirts and stuff, it'll just kind of peek out.
Right above right above your hip.
Yeah.
Have you done one yet?
On myself, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, Wayne.
What'd you do?
Just a traditional.
Traditional big old thing that takes up half his body.
I can't imagine.
Oh, that's very cool there.
Not bad. Just right there.
Oh, well, that's easy. Good way to get
Easy
to get to, right?
Yeah, easy to get to.
Lucky.
Unbelievable.
Did you spell lucky right?
I don't know. I'm reading it upside down, so I can't.
You did it upside down?
Yeah. Had to.
Wow.
I have only one tattoo. I have that on my leg
For
my son's name when he was born back in the day. Right there.
Oh, there you go.
When I put lotion on, it really pops.
Very nice.
It's his birth date and the sun, my son inside the sun.
Oh, and that's 20 years. How old is that tattoo?
It's a lot, at least 20, about 19.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's held very well.
Yeah, but I put lotion on, it really pops.
Yeah.
So.
You don't get out in the sun.
I wonder if you could make some cool things out of my scars.
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
Yeah. It's very good.
I got a lot of scars.
Mostly around his face.
Standing too close to the dartboard.
Wow. Why does it got to go so deep?
Well,
I mean, he just goes deep.
Well, he's been in a lot of fights.
No, I've been in a fight in my life.
He was. Yeah, right.
I'm a very loving, caring,
Yeah.
nonviolent,
But a
affectionate person.
couple of years ago, he wanted to take his testosterone up to Windstar and do a little box in the ring.
Nice.
You tell him that story? Did you tell him that story?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can love that story.
At least my wife loves my face, and that's all that matters. In fact, you know what she told me yesterday? That she still thinks I'm pretty. That's all that matters.
Yeah, be careful with that. Jake Paul may want to fight you.
Yeah, you better watch out. He's looking for some people.
You know, when I watched that deal, and they slow mode that thing with him and Tyson, what a waste of time and money.
Yeah,
Tyson could have knocked him out 100 times.
it was all about money.
And he never did.
All
Never did
about-
hit him.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I don't
And
think
I
he
never
would throw a
thought that-
punch, did he?
Tyson would be in
Willing
on
to
the
do that.
fix.
Willing to do
Yeah.
that.
because he could have beat that guy to smithereens.
I think so too.
It just looked terrible, and I'm going, I guess however many millions to throw a fight, but they should have said, hey, this is an exhibition, and I'm not going to hurt him. It was just when they showed that fight and all the times where he was wide open, I was.
Well, the thing about it is,
And I've always been a Mike Tyson fan. He was a freak of nature. For his size.
Yeah, he was mean and just all get out to. But the thing about it is that what they hurt, boxing's already got a bad rap about that anyway. Now let's just add to it.
Yeah.
To where it makes it even worse now, to where people don't even trust that sport.
Yeah, he could have beat him into oblivion real quick.
I think so too.
No, it wasn't even close. When they showed him working out and how hard he was punching, and each time that he had an open shot, and Tyson would start to hit and then stop, I'm like, it was.
I think that's why UFC's grown so much in popularity.
No doubt.
Yeah,
there's no doubt, especially in the age bracket of my son. And that 20-year-old early.
Well, it's hard to fake a broken arm.
Yeah. Well, you can see him going after it too, pretty hard too. But boxing's lost its way due to gambling and all that. And football's about headed that way too if they don't straighten it up.
Maybe they'll mix it, MMA and NFL. Nice.
Like you score a touchdown and you get after it.
Now you have to wrestle to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Ed Too Tall Jones decided to be a boxer.
Yeah. He did.
Got in the ring. I'm like, could you imagine getting a ring guy 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, and you got to fight him?
He was out for like a year or two, and then came back to the Cowboys.
Yep.
They could probably use him again now. He could probably play just as good as anybody on the team.
Oh boy. Well, it'll be. Hopefully, it's a good year this year.
Oh, okay.
Ready for the
He couldn't wait to laugh right after he said that. He laughing at his own comment.
the show you all been waiting for. Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
Yeah. With the two teams that are now currently that really doing good, Philly will be back. Washington's going to be stronger than ever. They'll be good for a few years. Dallas is going to be fighting with the Giants for last place every year for a while.
So y'all started talking, and then Maddie faded to the song.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Way to go, Bo.
Well, last while ago, you waited 10 minutes to someplace, 10 minutes before we started talking. We went half the segment with the song.
I know. Well, that was Bo.
Sorry, Maddie.
Life is a Highway live. El Dorado Chevrolet 380 and 75, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Do I get to scare the crap out of me?
yeah. Try being married to that.
Wow, that got my old heart going. No more coffee for Kurt. Do I get an invitation to the luncheon this year?
No. I can answer that for you right now.
I think so. Yeah.
You gotta get it.
I think so.
Wow.
Yep.
That'd be nice. Hey, let's talk about the specials that you have going on out here, because Rusty sent them to me.
Mm-hmm.
And for, when I was looking at the numbers here, they say that people that bought 2 to 3, well, actually 3 years ago now, that got caught up in COVID, there's so much negative equity out there. You have products now. A lot of time banks want balance. They want that book to value.
Absolutely.
They want a good paper going into the car deal. And the discounts that you have going on right now, there's a bunch of that can be absorbed where they still have good paper going to the lender.
Absolutely. Especially when it comes to Silverado pickups, with the amount of discounts we have going on, you're talking over $15,000 off. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, you can definitely have some negative equity. You can definitely get to a new vehicle. And here's the other beautiful part about this right now. I've got rates as low as 2.9 on Silverado pickups. You can actually keep your payments, the same or even lower them a little bit. I think we had a situation the other day. We were looking at somebody got out of a truck they bought last year, lowered their payment. So it's definitely a good time. And I'll tell you, with what we heard the other day with some of the tariff stuff going around, it's affecting the used car market. Used car values are going up. Now is the time to trade. I just went to auction. Auctions go, you've been there. You're looking at it. Auctions blowing up.
I'm looking at the auctions each day online, and there are no 2 to 3 year old cars coming in.
No.
because when COVID hit and they weren't building cars and there's no cars coming in, and those 2 to 3 year old cars are that's the money pit. They want them, and if you have something like that and you're coming to trade, that's where all the money is.
I'm telling you, if you think last month you might had a little negative equity, you need to come look again. Get your car appraised again. The books are changing. The values are going up. It's definitely a good time. Rates are down, trade-ins are up, and discounts are high. So it's definitely. I mean, you look at our Equinox right now, over $6,000 off on the Equinox, and we
Right.
love the Equinox. Equinox is one of our best mid-size SUVs. A great fuel economy, beautiful styling, and then you look at the tracks. You know, I'm telling you right now, with the tracks and those vehicles starting at $21,000. It's hard to find a vehicle that inexpensive, and we don't know how long that's going to last, right? If tariffs come into effect, then those pricing can go up. So it's definitely a good time if you're looking to check it out, see if any of these things, you know, one of the major things we have here at Eldorado Chevrolet is it's okay to come out and just look. That you're not required to buy anything.
Tire kickers welcome.
Time kickers are welcome. Come drive whatever you want to come drive. Come check us out, see what we're about, then make a decision if we're the right place for you.
Well, you know, the average vehicle is $46,280 right now.
Right.
And just think you can get a brand new Chevrolet for under $25,000, less than what the average used car is going for at $26,850, and drive home a brand new vehicle.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And with a warranty. You don't have to worry about who took care of it in the past, what happened to it in the past. You're driving a brand new vehicle. And here's the other thing, too. When Rusty sent me over the specials at over $15,000 off on a Chevy Silverado, you would figure that would kill the value of a trade-in. But that's the great thing about the great state of Texas is being the truck capital of the world, it's not hurting trade-in values.
Right. No, it's not. And like I said, I'm seeing values rise right now.
Well, you and I both know when in the day and to the day to a point, when big rebates and incentives come out, it kills the model.
Right.
Well, this is a different time because of the shortage of pre-owned automobiles. Not only the fact that there weren't a lot of cars being sold, but a lot of people refinanced their residuals. A lot of people did that I'm in contact with. That's helping hold the value regardless of what you're putting on for rebates and discounts.
Absolutely. And, you know, leasing's kind of back. I'm seeing some good lease programs going on. EV market's still hot. It just is. We're still selling a ton of EVs, especially Equinox EV and Blazer EV. That market's super hot. The lease is super hot if you're looking for a $300 payment, you know.
Or if you want to buy it, you got the 0 APR.
Yeah, you got 0% out there. And then let's talk about full size. You know, Tahoes, Suburbans. Tahoes are hot this year. Seen a big surge in Tahoes. And I got to ask Rusty.
My buddy of ours just bought one from you this week.
I'm afraid to ask Rusty. What are we doing on Tahoes, Rusty? 24s? $8,000 off of Tahoes, 24 Tahoes. And there's a $3,000 rebate for Conquest. So if you're driving a 2018 or newer non-GM product, you get additional $3,000 on top of the $8,000. That's $11,000 off of a Tahoe 2024.
How do you like me now?
Oh, my gosh. I didn't know about that. And we're going to have to talk after the show.
That's why they pay Rusty the big money.
That's right. That's
There
right.
you go.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Live today, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Stop out and see why they're 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Like we said, tire kickers are welcome. There's so much great product out there. Spend the time driving. The feel of the wheel makes the deal. A lot of times people go, well, it's a price point, then you hate what you're driving. Well, let me tell you, they got price points that you're not going to hate driving. When you're looking at Chevy Trax at $21,000 and start working your way up through the Equinox, and you got a great deal. Unfortunately, I can't believe it. I was shocked to hear what's going on with the Malibu, but you're discounting Malibus.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they're not building them anymore.
So really, you know, it's sad to see that. I do like the Malibu. What a great car. It is the last year to get them. 2025 models in stock. We do have a selection, so definitely come out if you're looking for that sedan. You love that sedan lifestyle. we've got them in stock.
And think about it. Every time they announce that something's being discontinued, everybody wants one.
Yep, every time.
They just start selling out. The place Eldorado Chevrolet, and I appraised about 36 cars last week. And unfortunately, a little over half, you have negative equity. You can wash that away today at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. Stop out here. Get your car appraised right up front. You'll know where you're at. And then look at the selection, meet the people. And whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, they're okay with that. But the deals right now, over $15,000 in discounts on Silverados, it can't get much better than that. 214-787-1190. Okay, we talked about the most dangerous foods to eat while driving. Now, this blew me away. I didn't know there was a category for this. I didn't know there's some of the things on this list that people dare to eat while they're driving.
Oh, I got a list.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
And so, anyway, so the recent study shows that, get this, eating while driving is responsible for 80% of automobile accidents
Wow.
and 65% of the scary near misses. Eating in your car is like any other form of distracted driving. It takes your mind off the road and adversely affects and reacts in time. However, with today's hectic schedules, more and more people are eating their meals in their cars. And they said, you know what the scary part is that when people drop a French fry, they just start looking for it going down the highway. They can't let that French fry go.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
food tastes better with danger.
So,
It adds a little spice to life.
Yeah.
doesn't
okay, let's knock out 5 of them. What time we got here? Yeah, we got a couple of minutes.
Mine-
Do we get a
Okay.
guess? Do we get to
Yeah, y'all
guess?
gonna
it?
guess.
Mine is a taco. Because when you
Way
bite
to
it into the
go.
taco, it just splatters everywhere.
Taco was number 3. Who the heck eats a
Taco was
taco
number
going down the
3.
road?
Well, I don't anymore.
It's got all the lettuce and
Well,
tomato
yeah, that's what I
and
say,
cheese
just-
all
yeah,
over. What?
it-
I don't
you
get it.
bite it and it flops.
I'm
everywhere.
Jason?
I'm going to take a wild stab
What's
just
your
because of
mic
how
on?
you said it. One of the things just a stab. I'm going to say cereal. Cereal is it on the
Like with
list?
the spoon?
No,
Cereal's not on the
yeah.
list.
Oh,
You ever eaten cereal in the car?
no, I
No.
know.
It's pretty fun. Uh,
You want to give another shot? Another one in the top 10 of most dangerous foods to eat while driving. Now, it's amazing. I guess they asked these people once the wreck had occurred,
Oh.
what were you doing? I was eating a. What do you
Well,
think?
I
it
would
was?
think it'd be something hot.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to say coffee, but that's not
There
a
you go.
food.
Coffee was number 1.
coffee number one.
Hey, I'm on a roll.
Coffee
baby.
was number 1.
Yeah, coffee's
Hot
not.
coffee caused
Yeah, I
was
can see that.
the worst of the worst.
Yeah, I can see that.
Tacos were number 3.
I'm on a roll,
Pizza?
huh?
Yeah.
No,
Pizza.
I don't think so.
Now pizza wasn't
Pizza
on there.
wasn't on there. I'll be.
No.
There's a Brothers Pizza like at every gas station. If you go to
Exactly.
QT, they got pizza all over the
No
place.
doubt.
That's right.
I think a burrito would be like one of the safest ones you could eat.
A burrito.
Yeah.
Well, burrito's not on the list.
No, it's one of the safe. Yeah,
It
it's
is.
probably safe.
That's a safe.
Yeah,
food.
because it's rolled up and you
Yeah.
keep it
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
a hot dog was a safe food.
Yeah, that's a safe one.
Yeah.
Man,
Unless you're
is it French fries?
now French fries weren't on there.
Hmm.
But you know what they said, that more people, it's funny, this guy did this study and they're showing all these people that are, and everybody that dropped a French fry started looking for it.
Everybody does. You don't want to leave a French fry laying around.
No.
I mean, that's amazing.
You know
could
what?
go 75 miles an hour, you drop a French fry and that becomes important.
And you ever get in the bag where you finish your fry and then you look to the side and
30
there's a couple
seconds.
left, you go like, a bonus.
Keep a pet rat in your car. It'll
Yeah.
All right, we got. If you think you know what one of the most dangerous foods are to eat while driving, go ahead and post it here live while
Come back.
we got you here.
Nikki
Fried
said-
bologna sandwich.
Yeah, Nikki.
No, Nikki, that's my favorite thing
Yeah,
in the
that's
whole
her
world. Fried
favorite.
bologna.
His favorite.
Coming up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back. I bet she's knitting right now.
Well,
isn't
yeah.
she?
She was crocheting earlier. yeah.
Crocheting. Yep.
I gotta. Yeah, there's so many things. So many things.
Yeah, and there's some things on there that, and I think about it. One of my favorite hamburgers is Whataburger.
Yeah.
But if I get a Whataburger while I'm driving, I always get it without lettuce because they have the shredded lettuce and it
Right.
goes
Okay.
everywhere. So I'll do it with just meat, cheese, and tomatoes. And I'm okay. But other than that, it goes everywhere. Shredded lettuce is.
I'm trying to
That's why I
think.
can't believe who eats freaking tacos going down the road.
I've tried it. It just didn't work. Didn't work. That's why I don't or get them
Because
anymore.
you got to put hot sauce on it.
And I hate drinking coffee in the car.
You know what's amazing? Is those little packets of taco sauce are like the greatest in the world,
Mhm.
and you can't ever buy it in the store.
They're pretty tough to open while you're driving.
Yeah, you don't carry it
I-
just right; it's going everywhere.
Uh,
But you can never
so
buy
what
that
would
in
be
bulk.
good? Trying to
You
think.
can only get in the pack. Though the one at Taco Casa,
Oh yeah, yeah.
their taco sauce. I don't like spicy, but their regular taco sauce is the bomb.
That is a good one. The man, there's no way if spaghetti's on the list, I'm gonna throw my water bottle.
Yeah, well, somebody might be eating spaghetti while they're driving, but yeah, that'd
I
be a
hope
little
not.
rough, wouldn't it?
I hope not. I would
Maybe-
imagine it would be something that you pick up
I'm-
fast food.
I'm
Right?
thinking
Anybody
like
need a Ricola?
I don't know.
I'm thinking like a
You know
maybe
what?
a,
Yeah. Let me get
You
one
get
of those.
choked up every time you get on the show.
That's these
What
are
is it?
regular Ricolas, right? This isn't CBD or nothing.
no, it's
Just wanna make
it's
sure.
loaded with THC.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard loaded.
Bo.
Maybe like a meatball sandwich.
No.
Huh. Meatball sandwich.
Yeah, it'd be kind of tough to eat driving. It's a little slobbery.
Do you eat a lot on the road?
Not very much.
I don't. Not like I used to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Then if I do, I get something real quick and easy that I don't have to worry about it much while driving.
Yeah, nowadays actually we'll try to get out and sit down and eat for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I realized why I stopped going out to eat.
Where next week we're going to cover the most fast food restaurants eating on the road.
I would say McDonald's probably number one on that
And
list.
I would have thought.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Mm.
That's interesting.
It's going to be a Bucky's barbecue sandwich.
Oh, you can't go wrong with a Bucky's barbecue sandwich. I'm going to tell you what, it is just mind blowing every time I go into that place to see controlled chaos at its
Oh,
best.
yeah. At its finest. Yep. Whoever's running that needs to become an air traffic controller.
Yeah, I was wondering how many people walk out without paying.
Oh.
And so I asked the lady, she goes, all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate to hear that.
People walk in, fill up whatever, and they walk around there just drinking. And she said, just think of the security, the eyes in the sky watching. How many people get a free refill or whatever the
Right.
case may be.
Right.
I mean, because a lot of that's honor society, buddy. When you're getting all
True.
that food, you got to hit that register on the way out.
Believe you'll never feel as foolish as buying a ticket to get on Dart. That's probably the most foolish feeling in the world. I was like, am I the only guy that's paying
Buy
for
the
this?
ticket. Yeah, you probably are.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, it's run by the city, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay for something that's run by the city. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Have you ridden the Dart before?
I've done
I
it.
have. I went to the fair with it once.
Yeah. Everybody's done it once. That's it. That's all you need to
That's
do.
all you need.
When
to
I
do.
was a little boy, I used to get on the Greyhound with my pop and my brothers and come to downtown Dallas for the parades.
Oh, wow.
And that was a treat getting on a Greyhound
Yeah.
bus.
So Sherry Morrison says the number one drive-through would be Taco Bell.
Mm.
Pretty
We'll
close.
see. We'll see.
I
Well, it
think-
doesn't necessarily have to be a drive-through.
Oh, okay. Just the
Oh.
fast food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I love Taco Bell too for drive-through, but I quit doing that because I can't eat the tacos, and I love the taco
One
and
of the
drive
best
while
songs.
driving.
I've got this on my Spotify. I just love Los Lonely Boys.
Oh yeah.
214-787-1190 live. Eldorado Chevrolet 380 and 75. Come on out. Over
Funny.
$15,000 off. Chevy Silverado, $6,000 off on your Equinox. On the 2024 Tahoes with Concourse, $11,000 off. I mean, you're not having to worry about negative equity when you drive off the lot today in a brand new Chevrolet from El Dorado Chevrolet. And then right next door, our buddy Tommy Milton there at the Mazda dealership. If you haven't driven the new CX-70 with the V6 turbo, you're missing out. I drove that thing, and I got to tell you what, it is one of the most responsive SUVs in today's marketplace. I love everything about that because I've got a need for speed, believe me, and it fits and checks every box when it comes to an SUV. And then you got their new CX-90, which is a great family people mover, all at one place, El Dorado Mazda 380 and 75. You can find everything online at eldoradochevy.com. That's eldoradochevy.com. All right, let's knock this out.
We got some people responding here. You want to know what that? Nikki says cake.
She says cake.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be dangerous.
All right.
Dairy Queen,
Well, I'm going to help you out. Number 1 was coffee.
Right.
Number 2 was soup.
Soup.
who eats soup in the car?
Cup of soup.
Oh, ramen, the cup of soup stuff.
Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to go with number 10.
Have you-
I didn't
all
get
right.
this one. This is a horrible thing. I can't believe this is a dangerous food to eat on the road. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Why would chocolate be dangerous?
Maybe it's
But
one of
it
those
is.
giant chocolate bars that you.
I don't know.
That
5 pound.
Covers their eyes while
Covers
they're
it,
eating.
yeah.
Can't see the road.
Anybody else? You want to throw something out there?
Yeah, Sherry says Dairy Queen ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
No, ice cream's not.
No
on
ice cream.
No,
Wow.
there. No
I
soft
would-
serve.
I would have thought that would have been a
That
problem.
ain't ice cream at Dairy Queen. That's soft serve.
I mean,
Big difference.
Well, they have blizzards. That's
That's
not really
soft serve.
you know,
call that soft
Slurpees
serve?
and ice
Yeah.
cream and all that stuff usually is.
Even their dilly bars and all that is
But
all
you got to
soft
usually
serve.
use a spoon to get it. You can't.
Still
like
what?
it.
It's still soft serve. It's not
But
ice
it's
cream.
dangerous.
Oh, okay.
That's
Number 4. I didn't get this one. Chili.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
chili. I knew it. I knew chili was
You
gonna be on
knew
the
it.
list. Just
Who
'cause
eats chili going down the road?
Wendy's. Yeah, Wendy's chili.
Oh, that's true.
Wendy's chili.
I love
All right.
Wendy's chili
Number
too.
5. Kind of
Mm.
goes with Wendy's.
Hamburger.
Hamburgers. Number 5.
Okay.
Hamburgers.
They ain't that dangerous to eat.
It is if it's got shredded lettuce.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
And
if it's
tomatoes.
if
That's
it's
the big
loaded with
thing
a
is
lot of
shredded
stuff.
lettuce.
And if it's got mayonnaise. And mustard.
Yeah, mayonnaise, liquid
Ooh,
dropping.
I don't
on
do
it.
mayonnaise on my
Yeah,
burger.
no.
You do mayonnaise on a
Oh,
burger?
absolutely.
Occasionally, I do. I like
With
them
a
both.
mixture, not by itself. It has to have mustard and mayonnaise.
Well, so I rotate. Sometimes I do mayonnaise. Sometimes I do mustard.
Number 9. Soft drinks.
Well, they spill a lot.
Okay.
So if you knock it over or whatever, I can see that happening.
Number 8.
Beer.
No.
That could be dangerous. Beer.
Dang.
couldn't it?
Jelly donuts.
Jelly donut.
Oh yeah, because it drips.
Oh,
Anything that drips and rolls
do
out.
people eat donuts anymore?
Mm.
Yeah. What? Speaking of
Number
donuts, what
7.
happened to that?
I didn't get this one. I've never tried it. Fried chicken.
Why would you eat
Okay.
fried chicken on the road? I mean,
Well,
Maybe-
just think about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
The number 1 seller in chicken. And
Yeah.
people just can't wait to, get home. They're sitting there, dipping their fingers into that bag.
especially with that sauce.
Yeah, they got good sauce.
Yeah.
And then number 6, didn't get this one. I've never tried it. I didn't know people did it, but it was a combination of ribs and wings.
Okay.
I would see that would be dangerous. Trying to eat wings while you're driving.
I guess you're in a big hurry. You got to get somewhere, but man, I've got to stop and get some ribs. I don't understand. Sit down and eat your ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Stop
question
it.
the people
Stop
driving,
being
period, on that situation,
Stop
don't you?
Yeah. It said studies show that out of 1,000 drivers, over 70% of the drivers eat while driving. 83% consume beverages. That right now Americans are so busy they find that eating in their vehicles saves time.
Mm.
Well,
This has also led law enforcement and highway patrol officers across the country to take action. Eating while driving is not illegal. It's just really unsafe. Officers have been prompted to take advantage of Distracted Driving Awareness Month to make enforcement contact with people who appear to be distracted while driving. And citations can be issued for unsafe speed related to distracted driving. So there you go. So next week, I did a study on how many people go into a certain establishment or pull through in a certain establishment or pull up to a certain establishment and get food and cannot wait to get home to eat it.
Well, pizza's number one.
And that's not even top 10.
Well, but I know a lot of people get pizza and have to have it on the way home.
You eat a slice on the way home? Have you ever eaten a slice on the way home?
Yes, I have.
So everybody
There-
has.
there-
I've
well-
never done that.
Listen, you go to QT, you can buy a slice.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
Now, QT's got good pizza.
yeah, in a pinch, buddy, I'm telling you. So if you're doing a 2.5, 3 hour drive, hey,
when
grab
I
a
go to
slice.
Joe's and Justin and they smell that pizza on the way home, I gotta have it.
But I'm surprised pizza's not on the list because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I almost died eating pizza.
Yeah,
I
I've
think so, too.
I've never had a slice on the road.
Wow. Well, I have.
I've done a
Plenty.
hot dog on the road. I've done obviously
course,
hamburgers on the
burgers, yeah.
road. I've done chicken fingers on the road, chicken nuggets.
I've drank chili on the road.
You drank
You
chili.
have?
Well, they
you
give
just
you-
say
yeah,
drank
Well,
chili
really,
on the road.
Yeah, they serve it in a cup. You can drink it,
Wendy's.
not with a straw. I mean, I'm no animal, but you can.
But you
drink
can
it.
sue. You
I
can.
think that's the first time
you can
anyone's ever
slurp it.
talked to me
That's what you're
about
saying.
drinking chili.
You can. You don't
Yeah,
have to use a spoon. You can use the cup it comes.
But I'm surprised that was even on the list like that.
I know.
But coffee, I know, is a problem.
But how many fast food places do you get soup? Or I guess you make a soup and
cup of soup. You could drink the cup of soup.
and make your soup and then get in the car and eat your soup. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never had soup in my car either.
I want a steak.
Well, I've had coffee. Coffee is a daily occurrence. That's going to happen.
No
Coffee's
doubt
I
about
don't
it.
know how many people's gnawed on a steak on the way to
All
work.
right. What is the craziest thing you've ever eaten while driving? You can post it here on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Or give us a call, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Now, I do like, I will eat my ice cream cone on the way home.
Okay.
I do like soft serve.
Uh-huh.
I like sherbets more than I like ice cream, unless it's a true
Oh, yeah.
pistachio ice
Which
cream.
soft serve do you like the
Well,
best?
Brahms.
I'll tell you, Brahms used to have a pineapple sherbet that was freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they still do, but yeah, that used to be my jam, pineapple sherbet.
I like the old fashioned McDonald's if they have their machines working.
I tell you, who's got another one is what is that sandwich shop where you get free ice cream when you eat there,
I knew.
and they got the salad buffet.
Hmm. Are you talking about?
The Jason's Deli up here?
Jason's Deli.
Yeah.
Oh,
They got a good soft serve,
okay.
but they give you this cheesy little cone. I mean, it's like for
Yeah.
an infant or something,
Yeah, I
not for
got
big fat guys like me. You know?
You asking
fill
for the
up on
big
ice
fat
cream.
cone?
Yeah. By the fourth time, they're standing with their hands on their hip, looking at me like, "Really?" But that little waffle cone's not near big enough. You got to bring your own cone.
Nikki
Yeah.
says sushi.
Sushi on the road? Yeah.
I've done sushi on the road.
Have you? Melinda
Well,
says
it's Jason.
Jason's.
That's
Just
it.
what she was
Yeah,
talking about your
we
soft
love
serve.
Jason's. 214. Just saying, Jason sitting next.
Yeah.
Boy, that was kind of ironic. Huh? 214-787-1190. We get back. We got some good car talk coming up with the general sales manager here, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'll tell you a good hack for Jason's Deli. Go in and just get a drink. And then you can do the root beer and get your vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
Root beer float.
man, thank you.
Oh, root beer float.
Oh,
right.
baby. Now I am visiting Jason's.
Yeah.
They're gonna hate me now. They're like,
Yeah, I
this
want my
guy.
root beer. No ice, please.
no
Hey,
ice
can you see the manager now going, how come we're running out of root beer and soft serve?
Yeah.
Well, this guy on the
But
radio.
you're buying the root beer, but you're getting the ice
Yep.
cream for free.
There you go.
You just drop it into the cup.
Yep.
Ah, baby. That's why I love you, brother.
I love their Bird of the Wise sandwich.
Oh, that bigger, better BLT that's got the egg on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know Jason's Deli originated from Beaumont,
Really?
Texas?
They don't have any purple in there.
No, it should. I should go talk to them about that.
Yeah.
You know what I used to like that I don't go to anymore? I used to like Schlotzsky's.
Yeah.
That thing's so heavy.
I never had
Well,
a liking
that
for
bread
that.
is
I didn't
like-
like the breading.
That and your you're bleeding from your mouth when you get done eating the bread. That's some tough bread.
Yeah, I don't like
that muffalata.
Yeah, that's a sandwich with a fight.
that could be that should be on
That's
the
a good slogan, right?
Shouldn't that be on the dangerous
Sandwich
list?
with a fight.
That's outstanding. I never thought it is. I've cut my lip before on that
On a sandwich.
on that burnt cheese or that crusty cheese on the outside.
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste.
The sandwich with a fight. Outstanding.
Oh,
I'm
that's
going to
great.
copyright that if you want it. Just email me.
People are either going to laugh or we're getting sued.
Yeah.
Now. No.
I just want to make this clear that I did not that I didn't condone that statement.
The views of the show. Are not necessary.
I remember my brother and I, we'd go in there and we'd get that turkey muffalata, the big one, and him and I'd eat that thing. Boy,
Holy cow.
you talk about a gut bomb.
Mm.
It would fill you up for the day.
Yeah, I don't like them. I had one or two.
I like
in
the
there.
bread, just not that much.
I don't do that.
Because they put that rosemary and thyme in it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I love it.
Bo, you don't
Love it.
seem like an olive guy. Do you like olives?
Oh, I like.
Okay.
You talking about olives?
Olives.
No, I hate olives.
I knew it. I could tell.
Why?
I could tell.
But
I know who likes olives. who
But my
doesn't.
wife loves olives.
It's my superpower.
Superpower. She claims it that way too.
Yeah, Bo's a picky eater. He's real picky.
I am.
Yeah. And what he eats
You like
is,
anchovies?
I will do sardines. We did do anchovies on a pizza when we went up north.
yeah.
I'm okay with it. It's not a preference.
All right.
You know,
He's a big anchovy guy.
He likes nasty, fatty, greasy meat.
It's called wet.
Oh, on the brisket.
Yeah.
Will you eat it that
Yeah.
way?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
can't
It's
do
my
it.
favorite part.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
you do pork belly?
I could.
I
I
like
don't.
Now, see, I like pork belly.
Oh, it's all fat and grease.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
He's very selective about his
you got
fat.
2 centimeters of meat, and you got a
yeah, but there's
a
a
half a
place
pound
in
of fat.
Keller, and they have this thing called Bao Bao,
okay.
and it's like this really soft piece of bread. I don't know how they make it so fluffy.
They steam it.
Yeah, with the pork belly in it and some
Oh
of that
my
dressing.
gosh.
Oh, it's
That
just,
sounds
it's
great.
The bomb. But it doesn't taste fatty.
Mm.
What he eats,
No, it doesn't taste fatty. It tastes flavorful. You're wrong.
oh,
Well, that I look. There's a place over there called 407 Barbecue over there in our neck of the woods.
I can't even look at what he's eating.
Oh, it's
Mm.
fantastic. It's great.
I'm grabbing another water in beneath him.
I'm good. Charlie Davis says I eat pizza sometime while driving and a Subway sandwich, but most of the time, bologna
minute.
sandwiches are my go-to for my lunch while driving.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
a
gonna tell you,
good
there ain't
burrito.
nothing better than a fried bologna sandwich. Right off the skillet.
Do
or-
you eat it regular without it being fried?
No.
If you get bologna, you'll always fry it.
Yeah, I won't eat it. Just plain bologna. I did growing up, because we weren't allowed to turn on the skillet. But when
Right.
we got old enough, you take fried bologna and you sear. You got to put those cuts in it where it doesn't bubble up,
Right, I got you.
and a little mustard, a little slice of cheese, and back in, we put real cheese on there. They didn't have that, whatever it is in that plastic. And,
So you use olive oil? Or what do you use?
put it in. You don't need to.
Just deep fry it.
Yeah, if you got
Oh.
that stuff with the red string around it,
Yeah,
there's enough.
it's like bacon. Like
Yeah.
it makes its own grease.
And get that little bit of crust on it and get that thick cut. Oh,
You ever
man.
keep the red string just to clean your teeth? Kind of like
I have. As I got older, I realized you could do that.
Oh,
Sure.
that's funny. Use it as a floss.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it's the built-in bologna floss.
That's
I remember the first time I fried bologna sandwich for my kids, and they looked at me like, "Why have you kept this from me so long?"
Yeah.
I
Oh,
want you to live longer.
I remember my my oldest boy. When we were in the store, and he saw Spam. He said, "What is that?" And I went, "It's mystery meat." And he goes, "Can we try it?" He fell in love with fried Spam.
Oh yeah,
Fell in love with it.
the Hawaiian treat.
2-1. Try it.
Hawaiian treat.
They eat more Spam in Hawaii than anywhere else
Is
in the
that
world.
That's
Wow.
true.
That's right.
Wow.
214-787-1190. Joining us, Jason Lawing, General Sales Manager, El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. And people say, what does that mean? It means that people are very, very happy to shop, buy, and service their vehicles here. I mean, being braggadocious about the most inventory, the biggest lot, blah, 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 I'd rather have less and happier than more and not happier.
Absolutely.
And you get
What's-
it here at El Dorado Chevrolet.
What's about quality, not quantity?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 15 grand, over 15 grand off on a Silverado's great. Over
Right.
8 grand off on a Tahoe's great. 6 grand off on Equinox. All that stuff's wonderful. 0% financing, 2.9. These are all great things that we have going on. But come and experience the people. Come see what
Right.
we're all about. Because the deals are only as good as the people that are helping you, right?
Yep.
They really are. So, there's a lot more to than just being aggressive on our marketing. We've got people in place that are here to help, and they're not just here for a month and then they're going to leave. My average guy's here 8 years,
And you're not here just for the sale.
and we're not just here for the
I mean,
sale.
you're for
And-
the whole package. That's why you have these 9 things hanging up here. This dealer of the year. It's the full package.
And I guarantee you right now, we've got 9 years in a row, and I guarantee you a lot of those were the same customers that came back, or they referred their friends, referred their family.
There you go.
And that's what we're about. We're not just about selling you one car and we're done with you. We want to establish that relationship. We want you to feel comfortable with you sending your friends, your family, and coming back and repeat buying with us. That's a big part of what we do. And all the advertising in the world on how cheap things is good, but come experience what we're about.
Yep. I pulled up an article the other day, and I got to tell Edwin that your prediction was so far off, and I laughed about it. And him and I talked probably 8 years ago, and I reached out to him, and he responded. And this is my 37th year in the auto industry, and we pit back and forth a lot of information. He's a car dude. Let me tell you, this guy knows more about cars, and I could take the top 20 people I know in the industry and they would not match up to this guy's intellect on car knowledge, how much he actually knows about cars. But he made a prediction in 2025, and we had a bet, and he did pay up that come 2025 that 75% of all dealerships would no longer have salespeople. They were not needed.
Yeah.
And that everything would be pretty much a kiosk, or you would get to the dealer and you would be able to program in and punch in all the information that you needed or wanted. And then a key would come out of a machine, and you'd be able to find the vehicle and drive it. And so all these predictions that were made for the auto industry come 2025, 0 have come to fruition. All the predictions that they were saying that, 65% of everything that was going to be sold would be electric, and didn't happen. That dealerships would all be that kind of assembly point through the delivery of sales, that there would only be delivery people on the showroom floor. And I'm saying it's still a full contact.
Oh, absolutely.
Scenario.
And I wish it was still in the grocery store. The self-checkout thing, they shut down all the lanes. There's nobody working a cash register, and you're forced to go through the
Hate it.
self-checkout.
Hate it.
And yeah, I get it. I can do it. Yeah, I can do the job. But man, sometimes you just want to say hi to somebody. Sometimes you just want to
Well,
smile.
I always get stuck on squash.
Squash
You
about
got
weighing.
to figure out how to
all
weigh
that,
it, and then you
yeah.
got to hit the vegetables, and
Yeah.
I always wind up, with the
Or
attendant.
bananas or one of those kind of things. But it's that way in the department stores too.
Yeah.
I mean,
get it.
I back in the day, I worked for Dillard's, and it was a service place.
Well, think about this: is saving money a convenience or an inconvenience?
Well,
it's
that's
fun about this the other day, and somebody had said, people at McDonald's are making $23 an hour, and I said, well, I'm all for it. I hope they make $50 an hour. I really do, as long as I don't get any rubbery cold fries, and as long as the
Mhm.
cheese is melted on the hamburger
Right.
and everything looks like the picture, I'm good. I don't mind spending the money.
Right.
So what is it? Cheap isn't good, and good ain't cheap.
Well, the thing about it is, when you look across the board, the more that you take away the actual human interaction, the more people complain. When you look at all these surveys that come through and they say, hey, we want you to be sure to scan this QR code and give us a survey, and you look at all the complaints and everything on there, and a lot of it has to do when you pull out all the nouns and you look at all the verbs and adjectives and adverbs and everything that are in it, you can see, because they didn't have that actual human contact, that they couldn't get the answers that they wanted, or things could have been expedited differently, and that saving the money really wasn't what it was created, what they thought it was going to be.
No,
And I
yeah,
think the same thing with buying cars, because I had a friend that he had a dealership and he said, here's what we're going to do. The consumer's going to be able to come in. They're going to be greeted. They're going to be brought over to a kiosk, and there was the 6 different vehicles. They clicked on one, and then a stock number came up with that color or a color similar to. The keys came out. The gentleman brought it up. They made a copy of their license and insurance, and they went off and came back. And if they wanted it, they did all this stuff, and that lasted 6 months, and he was losing so much money. And then he had these beautiful ladies that looked like Miss America coming out, and they had all the paperwork that you signed electronically. And then they had the jump drive with all your contracts and everything on it, and this beautiful portfolio. And then they took you through the presentation of the vehicle, and his numbers declined 70%.
wow.
And I'm going, that interaction from the consumers, because so many people believe that consumers do 100% of their shopping online when it comes to acquiring an automobile. Right now it's less than 50%. They're actually looking for location and price.
Yep.
They're not looking for details, accessories, all the different functionality of the vehicles or anything. You still need that human contact to provide that information.
Absolutely. I mean, you can ask my wife. I don't know everything, but those are jokes, guys. The
I thought you did. I was going
No,
right along with
but
it.
but
Well,
I,
you make everything. Why wouldn't you know
well,
everything?
you would think that, right? But there's sometimes that I go into a place and I don't have that help, and you get frustrated.
No
You're
doubt.
just like, I can't do it. I mean, how many times have we walked into a place with money in our pockets, ready to buy something after all the research, and still walked away empty-handed?
Still didn't
because
buy it.
we didn't get that touch,
Mhm.
So I don't think it's ever going to go away. Matter of fact, I wish that more places had that human touch.
Well, the thing about it is that we get calls, or I get them, and I know Kurt definitely gets them, of people wanting help with purchasing vehicles with this show.
Yeah.
And you go like, well, I get it. I mean, because there's just so much, it's so much easier to, get in contact with Kurt and say, guide me, help me, because there's so much to consider. And if you miss one little consideration, you could be losing big bucks.
Well,
And also the comfortability and the piece of it.
and let's talk about after the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how many people do you want coming back to you going, I didn't know that you had a model with this on it. I
Yeah.
didn't know that this was available. I didn't know that I could have gotten this.
Color. or
And that
whatever.
buyer's remorse sets in, or you didn't have all the information up front for them to go, okay, I'm ready to make this decision on this now. There's
Right.
a lot of moving parts on the deal.
Or just having a contact that when you do have a problem, that you have somebody you can come talk with or get some help from.
Yeah, instead of
You
like calling your credit card and going
Oh
through.
yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, getting some kind of personal help there.
I was at an ATM. It was funny. I was at an ATM last night, and it messed up. It wouldn't dispense the cash. It
1
just
minute.
prints out a receipt
Oh,
that says
boy.
call this phone number. I was like, oh, okay. I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm on board with all that, right?
214-787-1190 is the Automotive Edge Radio Show today, live, El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Come see why they are 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Let's take a quick break, meet some great sponsors. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Barbara Ann, Purple Haze, tuning in. Good morning. She's at work today watching the show.
There's a restaurant in Dallas now. A friend of mine went to it, and they videotaped it. And it's a Asian food, sushi, and different things. And this thing comes by, and it opens up, and it's got the different things on it. And the menu, you can go, as it slows down by, you can put yes, and then your fresh order comes by, and you just pull it right off the deal. And I'm a little skeptic when what's going on behind the wall there.
Yeah.
As this train comes by.
What happens between there and the train? I mean, through the train?
I'm going, but they said that automation, you'll actually get better food because you can pay the people in the back putting the quality of food together better, and you have the less problems up front. And then all you need people is to bust the tables.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've gotten bad service from servers before, so.
I mean, we're becoming that recluse. We can't be that recluse. Gotta have human.
I agree.
contact.
What do you just think if all the waiters and waitresses were looking for jobs? You're talking about unemployment. But here again, I think it comes down just like any other business training. How
Yeah.
well are your people prepared to say hello?
Yes.
Whether you're selling cars or selling widgets, how well are your salespeople prepared to say hello? And that's always been a big thing for me. That I always like the ones that are shadowing the waiter.
Oh
and
yeah,
learning
the new
and
people.
saying, yeah. And I always ask, do I have to tip twice?
Well, I know when I was working for Dillard's and I was selling shoes, I can't tell you how many people were so appreciative of that you come in, you measure their foot,
Oh yeah.
you know, they got a few selections to try on, like driving a vehicle. You go get a bunch of different shoes, and you bring them out. You put them on their foot. You got the little thing you did, and I'm telling you, it was successful, and I sold a lot of shoes and made a lot of money.
Did you ever see any funky feet? Like you ever had any like just?
I
You
did,
took
but
the shoe off and went, ruh-roh, I'm not touching that.
I didn't really want to say much because I was, I'm a commissioned salesperson.
Sure.
Sorry,
But it
was-
happened. I'm sure it does, right?
I don't remember
A
really.
little house of ptosis.
I don't really, it's Dillard's.
Okay.
So, the chances of that was pretty slim.
Okay.
But I don't remember any. I
All right.
don't remember it having one where you go like, boy, this is going to be a story for the rest of my life. But people love that.
Oh yeah.
And,
You know,
and
one of
now
my-
what's going on with the department stores? Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
One of my
there's no
best
service.
salespeople was his name's Tom Gintz,
Right?
and he was a lady shoe salesperson.
Oh, yeah.
And I was shocked when he told me how much money he made. And he came to work when he was dressed for work. He outdressed everybody there on the show. This guy was dressed to a T, and he became my number one guy. And I think every lady that came in there, he sold.
Yeah.
And he wound up going into finance and on the desk, and now
Cool.
managing. And boy, when he told me how he handled selling women's shoes, I was blown. We used to use them in training all the time. It's incredible the attention to detail and service he gave on women's shoes.
Well, and what's like you always say, your products. When you know your products, people feel more comfortable buying from you because they don't know. And if you can come out and you go over price difference in a shoe and you tell them why it's different, how it's made a little different, and all that. I'd be, I was really surprised. I never spent their money. I showed them I wanted them to spend all they wanted. And so I never did that. I never, because I couldn't afford a $400 shoe. I wasn't not going to not try to sell it. And I knew the reason why it was worth that. And they loved it. They loved that service.
That personal touch.
They loved it.
People will pay for that.
They did.
You know what? I asked a manager at a grocery store, and I'm not going to say what it is. I said, how come every time I come in here, the lanes are closed and people are lined up? And he goes, buddy, how do you think you get the prices that you get? I said, is it really worth this? And he goes, plus and minuses. I was like, wow. I mean, it's so tough when somebody just looks at it and go, plus or minuses. You're going, that was the best answer you could get.
Well, it's advertised price for groceries, like
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If it's a Kia, it's classic Kia Carrollton. My buddy Jesse Hull, he's got a mark down and ready to go, 0% on his EVs, and a full lineup of brand new, totally redesigned and vehicles that need a new home, all at one place right there at 35 and 121. Find all their specials, family owned and operated, makes a difference when it comes to your Kia needs. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Joining us today, Jason Long, General Sales Manager, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. The rain has gone, a little bit of cloudy skies, but you know what? I got in trouble one time. I'll never forget a couple years into my radio show. And I said, the best time to trade in your car? I said, when it's raining, because the dealer probably can't see all the flaws.
Yeah, we can't sell the scratches.
You wouldn't believe how many phone
looks
calls I
clean.
got on Monday from my dealers going, hey, enough with the tips, pal. Our recon went up a little bit. But it's a great time to come out. And you and I had talked earlier that because of the announcement of the tariffs, which have been pushed off again
Yep.
and again and again. We don't know when they're coming down, but it's alerted the auto industry to go, hang on a second. If they do, people are going to start looking toward pre-owned automobiles.
Absolutely.
And unless you're buying American,
Right.
built in America, that the tariffs are not going to play any effect on.
Well, isn't it what 3-to-1 used cars to one new car?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
About 3-to-1, isn't it?
Yep.
And but the used car market is actually doing very, very well. And what
Very
a lot of
well,
people are
yeah.
thought about is that when COVID hit and used cars went up about 21% was peak. When they say, well, used cars are down 5%. Okay, now we're down to 16, still above MMR.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, okay, it came down to 4%. Okay, that's still 11% over MMR. When you're at auction and when I'm looking at auction online all the time, people are still buying plenty of cars over MMR.
Over MMR. Yeah, it's crazy right now. It is. It's the supply, right? We've got a little bit of a supply shortage on the used car market, which is good for you if you're looking at getting out of that vehicle. I think that there will be a shift. It will eventually shift over to where we've got the new car market's going to get hot, especially when you've got rates dropping and 0% and 2.9s and all those kinds of things going on. It's got to be there, right? It's gonna start happening with the deals we have, and the selection's back.
What's the average rate now?
Across the board, about 5.5%.
Okay.
I was going to say 5.25.
Gotcha.
Yeah. See, everything in used car right now is defined by dearth.
Dearth.
Wow. For all of y'all that were just watching,
He almost lost his dentures on that one.
do you know what dearth means?
I don't
Dearth
know.
is really a word.
Well, tell me.
Wow. Costly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Costly.
I thought it would be similar to girth.
Defined by dearth. Costly.
You have your dearth and your girth.
Whoa.
And this year will be defined by dearth because of the lack of 3-year-old cars and off-lease returns.
Yeah.
How about that?
When you hear how many cars, get this, just between off-lease and normal trade-in cycle, 5.6 million vehicles will not be here. That's a huge
That's
number.
huge.
So you're paying 2.3 million in just lease returns, and then another over 1 million in cars that won't be traded in, either due to negative equity or the fact they didn't build that many cars during COVID.
Wow.
So I mean, millions of cars that are going to throw the scales off, and
Definitely.
so that's where you come into dearth. You want to try that again, Bo?
Dearth.
So you guys really hit all the auto magazines and auto blogs. It says Chevy has the newest version of its Blazer EV, which will be the fastest super sport the brand has ever built.
Mm-hmm.
Super Sport?
SS.
Yes, SS.
Okay.
Remember the Camaro SS,
Sure,
El
yeah.
Camino SS,
Right.
Malibu SS, Impala SS,
Right, of course.
Super Sport. The 2025 Blazer EVSS. It's incredible. It's a Blazer, 0 to 60.
What about
3.4
3.9?
seconds.
Oh, wow.
For an SUV. That's
For an
an
Holy
SUV.
cow.
Did you see that we have the EV Silverado in the Mint 400?
Yeah.
They're doing one lap, but they're having a one run in the Mint 400. If you know what the Mint 400 is, it's a desert race out in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And they're doing one lap for all the EVs. I think every EV manufacturer is going to have a truck out there to run a one lap run through the desert and back and see how that goes. So
Yep.
Very interesting.
So the Daytona 500, they had the EV out there,
Oh, wow.
SS, which was the official pace car of the Daytona 500 back in February. When was that? February.
That's what OJ needed back in the
something,
day. didn't it?
16.
An EV?
No,
Oh.
the SS.
Oh, yeah.
The Blazer SS.
Yeah. So EV sales, talk about it. You know, people are. I know at one point, a lot of people were really concerned that the $7,500 tax credit was going to go away, which we see you have all the different qualifiers for
Sure.
you know how much of it was made here, there, the different components and everything, and then a lot of people. Not all of them qualify for the 7,500, maybe half of that, but they figured it was going to be zero. And it created a big push because going into the end of 2024, there was a big push and sales of EVs went really high. People in fear of once Trump took office in 2020, that was gone. They wanted to save the $7,500, but you know what? There's still a really nice movement for EVs going on right now.
Absolutely, there is. And what I typically see right now, I don't see a lot of people coming in for the tax incentive. That's not what I see.
Really?
A lot of what I see are people coming in for the lease incentive.
I see that.
Yeah. And I get it. You know,
The
I'm the
monthly
same way.
payment being a lot lower.
Yeah,
and
let me try it out before
gas,
I buy it.
no gas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a double hit because you can have a good low payment and then not buy gas either.
30
Right.
seconds.
And you know, the idea is you can try it before you actually end up buying
Right.
it. So,
True.
Let's take a quick break. We got some more roundtable here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show with Jason Long, General Sales Manager here, Eldorado Chevrolet. Come see why. Enjoy the experience of 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Quick break. We'll be right back.
well, I'm really hoping the ZEV states get to push back a little bit.
Who?
The zero emission vehicle states like California
I
right now.
gotcha.
Yeah, they said by next year they want ICE order only vehicles going.
How are they getting away with stuff?
They
like
won't
that?
be able to.
No,
You've got
they
some of
can't right now.
the largest volume dealers in the world are in California, and they're selling ICE cars.
Right.
Yeah.
You will bury those dealers,
Yeah.
and you will push them right out of the state.
Yep.
So the problem is right now, 35% of their inventory has to be EV, and the other 65 is
There in
okay to
California,
be
you
ICE.
mean?
Yeah, and
And now they want to flip that.
Yep.
And make ICE, and they're already saying that they're talking to, mainly trucks that would be order only and only stocking electric trucks. I'm like, that will never work. That will never, ever,
So is
ever
New
work.
York involved in that too?
they're on the cusp.
Yep.
Maine is.
New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, that whole kind of
Goofball
group up there.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wackadoodle doos.
But I don't see it. I'm hoping that this whole ZEV thing will probably go away, because if you really think about it, the highest demand California has right now is 12%. So 12% of the vehicles that they're selling statewide are EV,
Right.
and the state is making them stock 35% of their inventory as EV. So you tell me,
wow. Craziness.
who's pushing what? Because
Yeah, no doubt.
you know, the consumer
But then also
demand is not 35%.
well, and not only that, they have so many bog outs with the electricity out there that tell you not to charge at certain times. So that's not really encouraging anybody to do it.
Well, here's the thing, and I get into this debate all the time about how I feel about electrification. I have no problem with it, but I don't want you to shove it down my throat
Right.
and tell me that's the way it's going to be.
Right.
That's the whole thing, is that 535 people in Congress do not know. And now we know with USAID and everything else that's being shown, they don't know what's best for the American people. They know what's best for them and how to cushion their pockets and be filthy rich.
Yeah, we see
while the rest of us are supplying the money
Yeah.
for it. So with that being said, to have those people saying this is, which we see now, the Green New Deal was just a farce, and that the people, were pushed with the Chicken Little syndrome, and too many people bought into it, that let the people decide. And you and I have been doing this a long time. We've seen when the manufacturers realize this isn't working anymore, this isn't selling anymore, the design didn't work, we got to go back to the drawing board because the consumers weren't buying it,
Right.
regardless of what the maker model was. And I've seen a bunch of them. And so let us decide.
Correct.
Well, there's a market for it, but let the market dictate it.
Mhm.
And I think it would be better if it was that way instead of mandated.
Well, when you mandate it, what happens is the government forces it upon the manufacturer. They're forced to buy up so many supplies because remember, they're assemblers, they're not builders.
Correct.
They don't make the parts, they assemble the parts. And when GM reaches out to all of these people for products for electrification because of the mandates, and all of a sudden the mandates get flipped over, guess what? They're still under contract and financial obligation to build those vehicles. And then you wind up with a glut. And what does that do for the electrification? Not a whole lot.
You want to have some real fun? Should
Yeah.
we get Rusty on here for the last? You want to try him out?
Let's see. If
He's never been on with us
No,
before.
he hasn't. And I think it would be fun.
Well, aren't you in
Thank you.
charge?
Yeah. Hold on. This is going to be fun.
All right, let's see if he'll come. He's never been on with us, has he?
No.
You think he will?
I don't know. I guarantee you he's going to tell him, well, I'm knee deep in.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
got 22 deals.
Yeah, he's got a. Yeah, be kind of fun though,
Yeah.
huh?
I'm going to tell you what, he has got some one-liners that are the best, the
1
best,
minute.
the best.
I bet
Beautiful.
he is. All right, we could have all four. We could have both of them if you want to. They could take my spot.
He's going to sit on the desk for him.
Oh, okay, I got you. So Sherry reminded me about Curtis Mathis TVs that I used to sell back in the day, and her husband we worked together, talking about service and
if you could afford a Curtis Mathis, that was like the Cadillac, the Rolls Royce of TVs,
it was
actually.
the cat's meows you call it, and man, it was amazing because that's what people wanted. They wanted the service. They wanted to know about the TV. They wanted to know what they were spending their extra money for. Because
Did Curtis Mathis become something else or just go away?
No, it just went away. And you could show them and tell them, why it was made different, how it was made different. And when we had this TV, as soon as you walked in, it was like $4,000. It had everything in it, the TV, stereo, a whole 9 yards. And man, I would go to that first of all before I'd go anywhere else. And I couldn't believe how many times I'd sell that sucker. Just because people.
And you had in-house financing?
Oh, yeah, it all, baby. We took care of them. Yeah, it was a great place to work. Made a lot of money. Very good place. And that was a good TV too. You had a Curtis Mathis. You were driving a Cadillac.
Yep. Life is a highway, and we want to make sure you have the right vehicles to travel down the highway here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. If you have an automotive need, all you have to do is go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number, and we'll make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of. You'll be with the right place, right people, getting it done the right way. And I want to thank everybody this last week. You know what? We were 5 for 6 of people that showed up to El Dorado this last week.
Oh, beautiful.
And Melvin
Beautiful.
was one of them, bought his new Tahoe.
Yeah, he was a co-host of mine on a radio show many, many years ago. And
Yep.
He
went down and met your new fleet manager, Mr. Aldridge.
Yep, Jim.
And he took care of him and sent him home in a brand new Tahoe.
Boy, how you like that down there?
Nice.
I've got medium duty stuff. If you don't know medium duty, I mean, it's huge. These are big trucks. These are like what a fire truck would be. These are huge trucks. We've got a great fleet department down there now. Medium duty, heavy duty, all your commercial needs now. We got lines of credit starting at $350,000.
Wow.
So if you're a business owner out there,
Is there a name of that program that GM has?
for
Is it Business Link? What do they call for people that want to get established in the commercial line with GM?
So it's commercial line of credit. I don't know if they actually have a terminology for it yet, but anyway, it's a great program. We've built up our fleet inventory now. I know the hardest part with fleet inventory is a lot of you folks out there, you need the vehicle, but nobody has it. Come check us out. Look at us online, ElDoradoChevy.com. We do have a fleet page on there that you can look at all of our vehicles. We've got our pictures up and running, the descriptions of the beds, everything that's going on out there. Or feel free to give us a call, 972-569-0101.
Or get with the guys, let them design what you need.
Or we can even find it. But
I've seen vehicles that I go like, where in the Sam Hill did they get that sucker?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so.
I saw a big rig look like a dog. Was it a dog wash truck or what it was? A huge vehicle.
How they,
yeah, from your utility trucks to your box trucks to your flatbreads to your rail trucks, they've got it all here.
So that's what you're saying.
We've
got it all. I've got dump bodies.
Wow,
cool. For all your landscapers out there.
Super.
So a lot of great vehicles down there, and we do have some cabin chassis. So if you want to do a custom build,
right?
If there's something that you need, we've got it. We've got it.
That's awesome. Well, there you go.
Jim's been real helpful. In fact, I have a major flooring company. We're looking for a truck for, and we're going to get him introduced to him. So Jim Aldridge is your guy down there at the fleet sales, and you won't meet a nicer guy. He's helped me with several of my vehicles, my kiddos' vehicles, and taking good care of them. And now you have that commercial need. I'm telling you, Q2, things are going to bust open wide, where people are spending money, needing to upgrade their products. And for you business people, they've got it all here at Eldorado Chevrolet, from your retail to your business to your commercial needs. They got it all: gas, electric, diesel. So come on, just spend time. There's nothing wrong with just sitting down and having a conversation to go, how can you help me with my business?
Right.
It's all about the dialogue.
With all the money that they're coming up with, they're finding and saving, and they might get a kickback to the citizens.
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It'd be a nice little boost for the car business, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
I'd love to get it.
So let me ask you, I sent out a survey, and I got back 80, exactly 80, on how long should it take to buy a car with a trade-in from hello to congratulations.
80 minutes?
No, I had
80
surveys.
Oh, 80 surveys.
Come back, and I compiled them all.
Okay.
To see, there was one that said 8 hours. I think that's long. But when someone comes to buy an automobile, people are always, well, how long should I expect to be there? And I'm going, you know what? I've never put a stamp time on it, because here's the thing. How many times, Jason, have you had somebody show up and look at a Equinox and then walk along, or wait a minute, what is that?
Right.
Oh, that's a
I get that.
Wait a minute, what is that? That's a Trailblazer. Well, hang on a second. What is it? And next thing you know, they start looking at pricing and everything. Things start adjusting, or they get in it and go, hang on a second here. This actually has a little more room. It can do a little bit more. And you know what? Then that shopping experience has become a little bit longer.
I've got an ideal scenario of what I think it should be.
And what do you think?
3 hours.
So no. I think it should be about an hour and a half. And
oh, wow.
And I'll tell you why.
Really?
So, hey, all right, you show up, first few minutes, maybe 10 minutes is not just meet and greet, but it's also finding out what are we looking for, establishing our wants, right? And what we need to have in our cars. So we're going to establish some of that stuff, and then hopefully we'll be able to find the vehicle relatively fast, bring it up for you. I believe a demo drive. If you're going to buy a vehicle, guys,
no matter what,
please drive it. Don't just drive it around the block. Take it for a quality run.
That's why I question an hour and a half, because Kurt says it's going to take it out for an hour and a half.
So let's talk. Let's talk 30 minutes. So right now, let's talk 30 minutes for seeing the vehicle and going on a test drive.
Yeah.
Let's say establish that. So now we're hour or 45 minutes in. Once you get a trade-in takes 10 minutes. It's not 10-15 minutes on a trade-in unless it's just something really weird. So now I'm an hour in, and I think that with the way that folks advertise, when we're taking $15,000 off a truck, hey, what's there left on the bone, really? And so by the time you work out numbers, 10, 15 minutes on numbers, it shouldn't be, negotiations not to be long and drawn out.
Right.
And then going into finance. So I guess maybe with the full delivery afterwards and everything else, maybe 2 hours. But I think hour and a half with having the vehicle in stock. Right.
If the stars were to line up.
Yeah, stars were to line up. I'd say hour and a half. On average, maybe 2 hours with the full meal deal, A to Z.
Yeah.
You know.
So I told everybody, you should figure 3 hours.
So what was what was the
for,
response from the 80?
4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
Well, that's
they're saying it takes.
But they've experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they say that.
But here's the thing. I think there's a process that you can take consumers with is so many times people are just hung up. One thing I noticed in all my negotiation, and Jason, you may have a different take on it, but I always found that one of the biggest hangups was always the trade. Because people get online and they over research their trade and say, "Hey, Bo, I know you want 16,000 for your vehicle, but your car is really worth $14,000." A lot of time they don't realize that the average recon on a vehicle is $1,200 to $1,800 depending. But you say, whoa, wait a minute! I saw it online for $18,995. I know what they're going to sell it for.
Right.
Well, that really doesn't mean anything. I mean, what someone's going to sell for it, and here's the thing.
Because that's already been reconditioned and everything.
Well, what they're actually going to get for it. They may be asking
Yes, true.
$18,995, but if you take that number and you run around to every dealership, here's the thing. You either buy a car retail to retail or wholesale to wholesale. But but the way people want to buy is and I get it. I do too.
Well, the most
retail
for theirs
to wholesale
and cheap on yours. Well, I think one problem might be too if they're underwater with it. Like they can't get their trade to balance out what they owe.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit of a rub, but I think primarily when it comes to trade-ins, what we typically see is a lot of people feel payoffs and trade-in values go hand in hand.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's based off of the market, not
Right.
necessarily what you owe.
Well, yeah, they think the value should be the same as the payoff.
Yeah, and that's how we
if
advertise.
not more.
When I advertise 15 grand off a truck, it's not based on what I own it for. It's
That's
based off of market and what the market's doing
That's
on the
right.
vehicle. So.
And you still got to make money.
So I think we're ready for.
Well, he was, and he took off. You lost.
Yep.
Lex
well, when
Luthor's
you're a
older
volume
brother.
dealer and he's up there working car deal, that's one of those things.
Here comes.
I know
here
every
comes.
time he works the deal, I'm losing money. So here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first time ever.
Hey,
First time ever.
Did I get it? Did I get in on that?
No, I don't even think I'm in on it.
Put that mic right there, close to your mouth, real close. There you
Joining
go.
us, new car director Rusty McDonald. Now I got to tell you what. There's always those folks on Hee Haw that got all those different slogans on, when they're selling stuff and doing stuff. Rusty has. Now I thought it was our old buddies, our old fleet buddy that keeps saying he's going to retire. We know he's not. But he's got some good old one-liners for coming on down. You want to throw one out there for the listeners?
Oh my goodness! How about I just do a KP?
Do a KP.
All right, KP Kevin Perry. Chicken, eggs, and trucks are cheaper. El Dorado.
Chicken eggs are cheaper.
I saw one guy the other day. He goes, "How's McDonald's doing egg McMuffins for $1 when the eggs are more than $1?"
Well, I went to IHOP and they were charging an extra $1 per egg ordering that food.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I had 2 eggs. So it was $2 extra than what the price of the actual menu was.
So would you take a truckload of eggs in on trade-in right now?
I would take anything.
Eggs is just partial of it, right?
Saddles. Yeah, let's roll.
I remember in the day I had, we used to joke around in our advertising, we'll trade for anything. You wouldn't believe how many pairs of boots, fur coats, diamond rings. I had one guy that brought in a trailer full of goats. And I called a buddy of mine, Eduardo Venatucci.
He wanted them
and
goats.
he bid them goats for us.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever traded for?
A fire truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we traded for a fire truck. We traded for an ambulance before.
Nice.
So yeah,
Ghostbusters.
I've had saddles traded in, boats.
There you go, folks. Don't
So-
let it just be the vehicle.
Yeah. We'll,
You know,
we'll
bring
take
your
anything.
goodies. Bring your goodies
Yeah,
down
can't
here.
take
Oh,
take
yeah.
your wife and kids, but other than that, we'll take just about anything. Rusty McDonald, new car director. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we want to run through some of the specials and reasons why. Can you believe we've been with you guys next month 9 years?
My goodness. Do you think that's a coincidence?
That's
Yep.
why they're 9 dealers a year. Right?
Yeah.
I met your old used car manager who now has his own radio show and
Okay.
got me hooked up here and met him at a luncheon, and here we are 9 years later.
Wow.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Also on theautomotiveedge.com. Click Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number. We'll help you out. Don't go away. Quick break. We'll be right back.
So who's this person in my
You got to keep that on. We're still live.
Pardon me.
First timer.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
how's Justin? He ain't digging new car desk, is he?
He's coming along. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not his forte,
No.
but he's coming along. So I keep telling him all the time that's some pre-owned stuff right there. You know, I just
You know, we used to call it back in the day was Mr. McDavid said when I went to work for him, he said, "You're going to be on the merry-go-round." I said, whoa, time out. And Mr. McDavid, when he owned all the dealerships, you know, he was country. He said, "You know what? It's going to be just like working that calf up to a good steer." And I was like, I'm not digging it. But he took me off the new car desk. I had to go through finance school. He said, the only way you're going to be a good desk man is if you know finance and you can balance a car deal better. And then I got back from finance school, and then he put me over at the worst dealership I could have ever been at, Saturn.
You made it better though, right?
Oh, you say, we all say. And I had to sing that song on every delivery. But he took me on that.
How are you doing? That's Mr. Doty. He is a long time, one of our best customers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. You? Kurt Chase. Good to meet you. He didn't charge you for that cup of coffee, did he? Are they?
Yes.
But, you know, I learned every phase, and he goes, okay, now you're headed up the street. And I said, what's that? And he said, pre-owned. And so I was in pre-owned. I went through all the auctions. I learned how to bid cars. And then I did parts and service. And he goes, now you're ready to run a dealership. And I tell you what, that merry-go-round was tough because that new car side, you know, was just, here we go. I mean, back in the day, you know, we're doing, you know, 500-600 cars a month. And it was to pull the brakes and go different direction was always a little bit difficult. But once I got that flavor of understanding of each one, it made it so much easier to run a dealership.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's, you know, in all the years that, you know, I've been doing this anyway. I mean, I've always taken great pride in trying to help and assist people. I've done the pre-owned thing. I've done the finance thing. I've done the, you know, the new car desk thing. And so there's lots of challenges that we face every day, and we have a great time. We have lots of fun. You know, you don't win 9-time dealer of the year because we don't take care of people.
Right.
I mean, we do everything we can do to try to help whoever it is.
Right.
You know, people have a sense of when they come into a place, if there's a sense of relaxation, comfortability, you know, the whole workings inside are not starchy and people are getting yelled at or bossed out or cussed out internally.
Mm-hmm.
They have that feeling when they walk in of a sense of comfortability when they come in. And I know y'all have it here.
Oh yeah. No, we try very, very hard.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one thing is the surveys were such a big part of pay plans when I got into it. And then it became very lackadaisical. The dealers, they wanted volumes. They didn't care about surveys or anything else. And boy, that thing started coming back to fruition where they wanted the best of both worlds. The manufacturers started changing their gauges and guides, and the bar has been set.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's
most definitely.
I've seen so many people quit because they were so close to major bonuses and didn't get it because of the surveys. And a lot of these surveys are outdated. They're not worded correctly. the way they should be, to where they separate departments and benefit the actual person, whatever. But still something you got to deal with. And so that training has to play a part for everybody, because when it's tied into your pay plan, it's a whole different mindset when you're saying welcome to El Dorado Chevrolet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
You know,
it's
you got to answer the guy signing the check.
oh yeah,
We're playing
absolutely.
your favorite song. Isn't this one of your requests?
Sure. Are you going to sing it for me? I mean, surveys, I feel that if you take good care of people and you are genuine and you do everything the right way, you don't walk in the gray, you walk on the right side of the line, that surveys take care of themselves.
Well, we both know you're not going to make 100% of the people 100% satisfied. It's not going to happen, because a lot of people,
No.
they'd rather have their teeth pulled without Novocaine than to buy a car. But it's so what do you think come 2025? I was telling Jason earlier, a buddy of mine, we had a bet that we made 8 years ago that come 2025 everything would be kiosk based. We don't need salespeople. The internet was the drive. Couple of questions. I don't see a lot of people coming in with, remember the day where they printed everything off the internet and came in, and they were that Britannica encyclopedia. They knew everything. Those days are like gone.
They are gone.
I think they go online and they pull the information of price and place, and then come out to work their best deal. But I think, and hopefully the salespeople, the saying was, well, they know more than the salespeople because they've been doing so much research and study on the internet. I don't think that's the case anymore.
I think sometimes it gets very surprising. People do come in here, and I do when I train my guys. I tell them that a lot of times the people you're talking to know more about the particular vehicle that they're looking for, because they're looking at one. They're tasked with learning all the product on every car.
Oh, one particular car, you mean?
Right. So a customer is looking at one particular thing.
Right.
And so when they're looking at one particular thing, they may be getting into the lines of different things on that particular
Studying the
vehicle.
options and
Right.
stuff, right?
So, I mean, they are very knowledgeable, which is fine with us. I mean, because my guys they're pretty knowledgeable too, and so they can help people. So it's I have guys here. I actually say it all the time. It's funny you said that. I have guys here. They're walking, talking encyclopedias about Chevrolet product. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I always said the toughest sale in the auto industry in my 37 years was a pickup truck. I'm going to tell you what, I sold more trucks leaning over the bed of the truck or dropping the tailgate and talking trucks than I did sitting in the booth. It was all done on the lot for my truck buyers that pulled up. And I remember I could walk behind, I could look at the exhaust pipe and tell you what every car was. This is a 300 inline six. This is a 302. This is a 351. This is a 460. This is a 7.3 liter diesel, just by looking at the exhaust. But I knew that truck buyer knew everything about GVW, payload, tongue weight, gear ratios. They knew what they wanted. There was no gray area with truck buyers. But now with consumers, I think the biggest thing is to sit down and have that time with them to go, hey, what are you trading in? What are the reasons why you're trading in? What do you dislike about a vehicle? What do you look forward moving forward to what you want in a new vehicle? What's most important to you? And when you find these avenues, I think you're just breaking down so many stinking barriers versus just sell.
Yes. People come in, all of the intricate details about, people come in and they want a truck, right? They want a V8 truck. They don't want a 6.2. They want a 5.3, or they don't want a 4-cylinder turbo max. What people don't realize in today's market in these trucks, the 4-cylinder truck has the same towing capacity as the 5.3 within 100 pounds.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
So it is really, really crazy. Great fuel efficiency, lots of power, does the job. And, some people have gotten into it and looked into it and have chosen now to do the Turbo Max.
You and I both know them good old boys are going to get what they want. And no matter what you and I tell them.
Yes.
Because I get them all the time going, that Eco Boost, blah blah. Okay. Well, I want the 5-point. Whatever
Yes.
their vehicle is. No matter what you say, you need to stop that conversation because that's what they're going to drive home.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we both
there are
know
your people that come in here and they definitively want one thing over another, and it's like the Chevy Ford conversation. So I mean, I want to buy a
Them are the
Chevrolet.
best.
Oh yeah.
Them are the best.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would never buy a Chevrolet. Well, why not?
Yeah.
It's 15,000 moving mechanical parts, just like a Ford. So
That's right. I had a buddy. He bought a Chevrolet here last year, and he called me up and he goes, "I got a problem." He had to borrow a friend's truck to go home in Louisiana
Oh, wow.
because his daddy saw him in
I
that
bet.
Chevy truck. He said, "You know what?
You're gonna
He
burn
would
it.
burn it on
Yeah.
the property."
Mhm.
And I went, "Really?" And brand loyal is really extreme in the truck line. The rest of it is kind of scuttlebutt,
Right.
just whatever people say or whatever want to do. But in all your years in the auto industry, Rusty, in the last, let's say, 10 years, is there anything big or major that you would go, it's a wow factor for me from where you started in the car business to now going, wow, this came to fruition, or this is really a wow factor? Have you just, or are you just rolling with the growth and nothing's really jumped out to you to go?
I have been in it for over 30 years now, and starting out there there was no internet.
No,
So,
of course.
I mean, looking at today and everything.
I don't even think there was not even cell phones, were there?
Well, if you've
No.
been in it for 30 years and you were selling trucks the same time I was, where there wasn't a price on the window.
No, there was not.
They weren't considered passenger vehicles at the time.
I actually saw some of the old what I call car dog stuff, back in the day that gave car guys bad names and so forth and so on. And I
Guilty.
just well, I never did any of that, So I walked.
I saw that halo
white
over your
line.
head when you
Yes,
walked up.
Yes, I never did any of that. But I mean, it's the wow factor to me would be how this industry has evolved, and I think with what you said, I think I've evolved with it. I think the people that wanted to make a career out of it did. And they just kind of moved along with the flow and learned the new way of doing things and moved into a better way of selling cars.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends that have been doing it for 30 plus years. Said, hey, we just roll day to day. We don't ever look back and go. But I look back now and I think, golly, self-driving vehicles,
Yes.
the tailgates now that fold down into so many components, and the things that these vehicles will do now. Is
Seeing behind the
absolutely
trailer,
incredible.
like when you're driving and you see behind the trailer of the car that's behind your trailer.
Yeah, it's almost like it goes through the trailer. But
Yeah.
it's-
I don't
how
even
does
know
the camera get back there?
I
My
know.
goodness.
But here again, going back to what you're saying, is a lot of people don't realize when you look at Indy cars, these are not V8s that are on the Indy track.
No.
They're 4-cylinders. And to see what these manufacturers are doing in these pickup trucks due to CAFE, there's a lot of brainiacs out there that have found ways to take 3-cylinder vehicles, 6-cylinder vehicles, and put them up there doing all the work without destroying the truck short term.
Yes. I mean, they're extremely reliable. In these new transmissions with the 10-speed transmissions, and I mean they're so smooth and they're very quiet. I personally right now I drive the 3.0 diesel and with the 10-speed transmission, and they're so quiet.
Yeah.
They're not loud. Plenty of torque.
I got a buddy who said, GM saved his marriage.
know.
And I said, why? And he goes, because when I come
1
home
minute.
late, that diesel ain't making no noise and I don't get busted. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I guess that's one way to look at technology.
Yeah. I mean,
You get to
it's,
sneak in late at night.
I was driving Thursday. I was driving home and I was over 30 miles per gallon in my truck.
Wow. Got to like that.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. The average was over 30 miles per gallon.
That would have been unheard of, what, 20 years ago?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
10
Oh, yeah.
even, maybe, huh?
Yeah, you were in the teens.
Yeah.
Oh,
No doubt
yeah.
about it.
I mean,
and you
it's
could hear that
crazy.
truck 2 miles down the road
Yep.
coming.
Mhm.
214-787-1190. Joining us on the show today, Rusty McDonald, new car director, El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Over 15 $1,000 in discounts on Silverados today. Come on out.
This place is buzzing.
It is. The rain has not slowed down when you got discounts like they have here at El Dorado Chevrolet. Let's take a quick break, meet some great sponsors. We'll be right back. So what about demand for salespeople? Is it still
always?
Is it
Oh, always. I'm always looking for good salespeople.
really
Yeah, I mean it's
more new than used?
yeah. I mean, I think they have 20 sales guys next door right now. I think I have 19. I would love to have 25 sales guys, but I will run with 18 to 20 good ones. I don't need just bodies in here because I need
Yeah.
I
Oh,
need
no doubt.
people to take care of my customers.
Right.
And
Yeah. Well, when
so-
you got average vehicles selling over $40,000, you don't need body, you need qualified sales
Right.
representatives.
Correct. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. And to be honest with you, through the years, and I've always had this little chip on my shoulder a little bit, and I had to learn how to, just take it. But there's a lot that goes into what we do. And the hours that we put in, I mean, people ask me all the time, well, why do you work all those hours? I absolutely love what I do. I absolutely love it. And, how many people can go to work every day and say that, so.
Yeah, I was asked the other day what I missed about the auto industry, and I was really blessed my last 10, 12 years when I was running dealerships is I miss the camaraderie.
Oh, there's a lot of it.
I mean, when you're seeing people bringing babies in the world and birthdays and baptisms, and I mean, you become family. You really do. And Mark Welch preaches that a lot, your GM, that, when y'all have your big party out back and you look around and you see so many of the same faces day after day, there's a reason for that.
That's weird.
We have been very, very blessed. We believe in building within, training within, teaching, growing. It's funny you say that. Justin, used to sell under me, and
Really?
look at him now. Look
didn't
at him
know that.
now. Oh yeah. So I mean, that's Felipe, one of my finance managers here. He used to sell under me. So there is a lot of talent out there, and if you're homegrown and you want to learn and do things the right way, this is a good home.
You can make a good living and you don't have to work 70 hours a week. Today, with the capabilities of social media and networking and all the tools that you have, you can actually minimize to maximize if you want to. I mean, if you choose to work, 70 hours a week, back then I had the old Rolodesk and I was door to door carding everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was leg work.
There's a lot easier ways to connect with people about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
yeah.
and now it's a different game if you apply those benefits to you, where you can make a good, honorable living selling cars these days.
Yes, I believe it. I tell people all the time, listen, giving people good service is not a weakness.
I mean, I've seen 3 guys here recently retire from El Dorado Chevrolet.
Yep.
Saw Bobby retire.
One of my favorites is Bobby.
Yeah. And it was amazing how many times you come in here and say, yeah, it's tough coming in here and not buying from Bobby.
Oh no, listen, that guy had a book of business of people. He was selling cars before I even thought about getting in the car business.
Yep.
And he was an amazing person and a great salesman. So
I can go down the list, and there's a dozen people I know that got to one place and stayed there and just made a difference.
he did. He made a big difference.
These people came in, and there wasn't
seconds.
all the back and forth and everything else. Hey, here's a fair deal for me and you, and let's do business. And it was just that easy.
That's another one of those that was doing it back in the good old days.
Yeah.
Was Bobby.
Yep.
He transitioned as well. He did really well.
Bo, what are you doing over there?
I'm just chilling. We got some more time left.
This is another one of Rusty's favorite songs.
Dancing Queen.
That's a great movie.
There you go. You got out of that one easy, didn't you?
Yeah, if you got the kiddos in your lap, 214-787-1190 is the number. Today we're here live, Eldorado Chevrolet 380 and 75. Let's run through your specials because a lot of people think when you say over 15, when you sent me the deal, I was actually kind of chuckling. I'm going over $15,000 off on Chevy Silverados. No games, no gimmicks.
No. All you have to do is walk in the door, and if you qualify for the rebates, then that's what you get.
There you go. You got big discounts on your Tahoes.
I do. I have huge discounts on everything. So I want to, I tell my guys all the time, I'm not married to anything out here.
That's right.
So I want to help. I want to move these cars.
You're not going to see one leave and tears come out of your eyes.
No, absolutely not.
Maybe joy for the consumer.
You mean
but
you
not
don't
the
call a
fact that they're
customer
leaving.
back and say, we really love that car. Would you bring it back to us? You don't do
No.
that?
I want them to enjoy it. I get to enjoy them until they take them. Right. So I have on the brand new Traverse, I have $1,800 off. You don't see much of that going on around town right now. So the Traverse it's a very, very hot vehicle, and I'm taking $1,800 off MSRP.
Our family has now purchased, after Colton's 8 vehicles from Eldorado Chevrolet.
Is that right?
8.
8 cars.
2
Wow.
trucks for me, 3 Corvettes,
Yeah.
my son's Malibu, my
Uh-huh.
son's Equinox, and Colton's pickup truck.
Yeah, and his pickup. Well, he bought 2 though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought 2.
How about that?
Yeah. I did both of those deals.
That's right.
There you go.
So,
I'm still paying for that, by the way.
Here's the deal. There's a lot of people that are on the bubble going, I've got medical charge-offs, which is the predominant thing that we've seen on a lot of credit bureaus. When COVID hit, there was a lot of people that were letting a lot of things slide medically, but to make sure that they had a roof over their head, they had gas in their car, groceries in their refrigerator. What are the banks, how are the banks looking at car deals for people that go, I'm kind of on the bubble credit-wise? How are you approaching these car deals?
Well, how I look at it is bad things happen to good people every day, and they need help. And if we weren't here, there wouldn't be anyone here to help them. So that's how I look at it. And I don't see anybody I talk to as not being a potential car deal. I think there's a way that they can be helped. We just have to find it.
Well,
and
also,
we dig.
they shouldn't assume
No.
where they're at, where they can't get help. And I think that's a lot of problem with a lot of people. They go like, man, I went through a bad time. My credit's not that great. I know that if I go in, they're going to kill me, or it's going to be a 50% interest rate, and all this kind of stuff. But that's just not the case.
No.
So don't assume. Find out what's available.
What I tell my people all the time, it is free to find out. It
There you
doesn't
go.
cost anything. It just costs a little bit of time to find out what we can do for you
Right.
at Eldorado Chevrolet.
And a
Exactly.
few hiccups here and there on your credit does not mean 18%.
No,
No.
sir.
A lot of people
No,
think,
sir.
well, I got a 650 Beacon, I'm going to pay 18%. That's just not the case, because as well as I do, the banks are going to look for stability on how long you've been at your home, how long you've
Yes.
been on your job. Okay, you were laid off, but you're back working in the same
Income to debt
field.
ratio.
Yeah,
all
you're
those
picking
things.
back up on the bills and catching up. All this in the banker's mind is a good car deal, and that doesn't mean because of what happened in the past automatically 17.99 is your rate.
Right.
Correct. I've had if you have had troubles, late pays, medical charge-offs, really anything, I work with all of it. I have lenders that I can work with, and we do millions of dollars worth of business with these banks. So let us try to help, because every day I deal with someone that says, wow, I didn't even think you guys could help us. And we do.
Well, when you have good quality customers that's got high credit scores, well, that's easy for a bank.
Yes.
So when you have somebody that you need to work with and help out, then you can go to that bank and say, listen, I've sent you all these 800s the last 10 customers. It's time for you to help me out here with this one, right?
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that
Absolutely.
you always want to put a consumer in a position to come back.
Yes.
Correct.
If you put them in a position and they go somewhere else and go, wait a minute, I paid how much and this is what happened, you'll never see them again.
No.
But if you take into that consideration and your understanding of, those people are going to be the best referrals, and they're always going to keep coming back because you gave them that opportunity where they thought they were going to get such a bad deal. They wind up going, wait a minute here, I'm nowhere near 17% interest, and I get a fair deal. And just because you have problems with your credit doesn't mean you don't get discounts too. You still get it all. You find the reasons to get them down the road and come back.
If you want to walk in my store, regardless of credit, and you want to buy a Silverado, you will get $9,000 off MSRP. Then whatever rebate you qualify for will be stacked on top of that.
There you go.
It's that simple.
Yeah, credit doesn't predicate price, it predicates rate. So you're still going to get the same deal. You'll be treated just like you had a 750 Beacon score coming through the door. Their job is to make sure the best possible deal, and you're Down the Road Motors.
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you heard Down the Road Motors?
Yes.
Just now.
Yeah,
That's some old
just
school
now.
stuff there, huh?
Just now.
Just now. It's been a while.
All
Absolutely.
right, here you. So
Oh, how about busting bugs?
busted
Ooh, I've
bugs.
never heard
Yeah,
that
right.
before.
Yeah. It's somebody happy leaving in their new car, and they pull out on the road, and a bug hit the windshield. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
we could probably go down a list here and throw a
Yeah.
lot of old stuff at you
Schools.
here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Come on and see the phone number 972-569-0101. You can ask for Rusty McDonald. He's tangible. That's one great thing is you get to meet the management team. They'll come out and introduce themselves and make sure that the process, whether it's today, tomorrow, next month, next year, they're taking care of you as you're going through the process of shopping or acquiring a new vehicle. But when you get up over $15,000 off, qualifying for all the rebates and incentives, plus just the standard discounts are massive. For everybody that's on the bubble going, well, I have negative equity, I'm not sure what I can do. There's something to do here today at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Just start online at eldoradochevy.com and look at everything that you have available to you when it comes to your automotive needs. And while the Malibus are still hot, get one. It won't be here much longer.
I believe I was in there counting them after Jason and you were talking about the Malibus earlier, and I have 10 of them left.
Is that it?
That's it.
No more coming down the pipeline.
No, sir. I got 10 left, and I'm
you're
I'm
discounting
ready.
them.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. $5,000 right now.
How do you like me now?
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Once they announced the Malibus were going away, everybody wants one.
Yeah. I get calls every day. People send me emails every day. So it's I tell you, this is a very, very fun industry. Lots of fun dealing with the public. The customers come in here. You would be surprised with the characters that walk in the door.
You'd be some characters that are here when you walk in the door. Rusty, thanks a bunch. Appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
You the man,
Beautiful job,
the myth,
man.
the legend.
What is that Jason says? Find us online all the time.
That's right.
At EldoradoChevy.com.
That's right. And he also says, what, Bo?
Pressure makes diamonds, but not happy customers.
That's true.
There you go.
Very,
That's
very
why
true.
y'all 9-time deal of the year right here.
Absolutely.
That's right. Eldorado 380 and 75. Come on out and meet the staff and see why we've been really blessed to have them with us for 9 years. And they don't miss a car deal. You're missing out if you don't stop by here today and take advantage. And like I said, everybody that I talked to over this last month with negative equity thoughts going, what do I do? The banks with these massive discounts, it's still really easy to get financed with based on the amount of negative equity. I'm not going to say one size fits all, but with these kind of huge discounts, the paper is still very well balanced for you to put a car deal together. So anyway, come on out and see us. We're going to take a quick break, get things wrapped up here on the show. 214-787-1190. Remember, for all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. All you got to do is leave me your name and number. If you want to leave me a dissertation, that's fine, but I'm still going to call you and make sure that I fully understand what you're trying to accomplish to make sure that your buying needs, your service needs, your body shop needs, whatever the case may be, you're well taken care of. Let's take a quick break, meet some great sponsors. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All right.
Am I done now?
You're fired. Oh, cool. Well, now you know. You'll
we,
live.
we make it cheesy easy.
Yeah. Well, no, you'll live through them. Trust me. Now they don't get easier because we get harder. We,
That was the soft shoe.
yeah. This was your introduction. We'll take care of you later.
Yeah. You're no longer a virgin of the
No,
radio.
that's it. You do. You got it. Fantastic. It's easy peasy, huh?
All right. So we got 3 minutes on this one.
What, on the break? Oh yeah, it's only 3 minutes. Or about 3 or 4 minutes.
We're on break, correct?
You're on break. I think we
We
are.
gotta go to break.
Yeah, go
We're
to
on
break.
break.
We're at 46.
Nuh-uh.
We
Yeah, we
thought
are.
we were. It's 46.
No, I didn't even call for the 1 minute yet.
Okay, well, it's
Well, you want to call it
11:46.
now?
Okay, so let's sign off.
Sign off. We still got this segment.
Okay, I'm gonna start the music now.
Okay.
All right. Well, we just went wacky doodle doo on that, didn't we? Hey, grab it. Yeah, we got a little bit. Yeah, come on. Stay with us.
5.
We're good. Is it on? You working?
Red
Try
black tie face.
Try that.
That's no,
The
almost
last one.
Where you at?
right here.
The
There you
last
go, there
one
you
to
go.
show
Right next to the
was
curve.
last
Right next to
one
the curve.
you thought
As he's
you'd
singing in my
see
ear.
that. Saw this bright.
We thought we were on
and
break. Yeah, we were just
fears
kept talking and we
when I
weren't.
Oh,
took a
boy.
glass of champagne.
I bet we didn't say nothing really, too
I
terribly bad.
toasted you.
So
Said,
are you?
Bo, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain.
You got friends in low places, don't you?
I
brother?
do. Low places. So low they couldn't make it through the door.
So when did they determine? What's your time frame for working on being another dealer of the year? How's
Well,
that work?
till the end of the year. And so we're already 2 months in.
So they go all the way to the end of the year before they determine that?
Yeah, they let us know about March the following year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you already got it for 2024.
Yeah.
So where's the banner?
It's coming. So we just got it announced.
So that'll be
So
10,
1, 2,
right?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's 9.
9.
Oh, I thought that was back.
Oh, that's
then.
one we bought.
Oh,
That's our big announcement. 9 years in a row. But yeah,
so
so 9 years in a row, almost a decade.
pretty sweet
Hopefully, Rusty will continue the lineage.
lineage.
That's
Well,
what
I'm gonna tell you, here in about 90 days, it's gonna be appointment only.
Is it like changing coaches for the Cowboys? We're hoping for the best of this new guy.
Yeah, it is. So I like that.
What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, hey, at least they bought Prescott down.
Did they?
I
didn't
think
know
so.
that.
They let him out of that longer contract.
They revamped it.
They
Well, they had
Him
to have
and CeeDee Lamb, and freed up $56 million.
Well, they had to get some
which
players.
put
didn't
them
they?
8th in the
Well,
NFL with free cash.
that and
'cause-
to put them in a position where they can shoot them down the road. So
yeah,
I hope they can keep Turpin. One of my favorite players. On the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
definitely.
I love him. I saw when he first made the team on special teams, and I told my buddy, I said, "You need to watch this guy. He's going to be something."
He's been great as a wide receiver too when they play him.
Yep.
I mean, they need to play him more with his speed because when he gets the hands on the ball, brother, he makes things happen.
He's not going to run over anybody.
No, but he's
He's 100 and what's he weigh? Turpin 100 and it's light, 140 pounds. No,
it's like a road runner though. He just
he's like 170 something,
Okay,
5
170.
foot. And he's but
average guy.
yeah,
Size.
but man, he's a flea. He's
Lightning.
all over.
Yeah.
Lightning. But
Thing is, every secondary guy that we've had, I mean, think about Diggs. He came in, he was setting every record back there in secondary, got injured.
Yeah.
And he's never been the same.
no,
Dak Prescott, second surgery, never been the same.
right.
And you got these players that they just keep, moving around. What was really cool? When Zach Martin retired, do you know that he has more Pro Bowls than holding calls in his career.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I had no idea. They were talking about
What
I thought that was pretty
they were
impressive.
talking about how many holding calls he's had, and I was like, wait a minute. How
1 minute.
Then I started looking at how much he played, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah. They
That's
said,
amazing.
him and Larry Allen are two of the greatest ever linemen. And you'd have to say that. I mean, how many guys can say I was in more Pro Bowls than holding calls? I mean, that's just unheard of.
Yeah. Nowadays, for sure. Especially all the time they
And
really.
one
20
team.
seconds.
You bought one jersey and that was it. You didn't have to go out. And,
Yeah. Those days are over.
Everybody asked me when Emmett went to the Cardinals, was I getting a jersey? When you nuts? Well, no, what do I want to do that for? He's only there a year.
Yeah, it's tough to spend that kind of money on a jersey when they might only be here about a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's a new day. It's so hard to deal with for all the years they've been worthless.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Remember, for all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, make it simple. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number, and you never have to go it alone. We'll get you to the dealership with the right person. You can go to my website. When you click on Ask Kurt, scroll down, you can do your trade appraisal. I'm going to give you a number on your trade before you even get there based on the way you described it. So when you get to the dealership, you are set. Just that simple, theautomotiveedge.com. Be sure to share and like the show and subscribe to our YouTube page, the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And because the more that we get subscriptions.
It's called a channel there.
Yep, the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting donations from corporate sponsors for our teachers. So when the numbers go up, the money goes up, and we help more teachers just like that. So it does give them more exposure, but the main thing is it puts more money in the hopper for the teacher. That's the Automotive Edge Radio Show YouTube channel. And subscribe. We'd love to have you. Back in the saddle, Jason Long, General Sales Manager here at El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney. And you know what? It's raining. That's a darn good time to come buy a car.
It's a great time to trade your car, according to Kurt.
Yeah, they'll look at it real quick and give you the highest dollar.
If it's raining, they don't see all the stuff on there when it's pouring down rain. They're going to take time.
Besides that, you don't even
They're
have
not
to.
going to put it on the service drive and dry it off.
No, you wouldn't even have to wash it. The rain will clean it for you.
Yeah, that rain fills in the hail dance. Yeah, it does a great job. But no, it really is a good time to trade. With values going up, seeing it constantly all the time right now, especially with the current news situation. We're seeing the values of pre-owned vehicles are going up. It's a great time to trade. Rates are low. Deals are deep. Here we go.
Y'all been busy. Y'all
absolutely.
been rocking this morning already.
March kicked
stacking
off.
them deep, selling them
There
cheap.
you go.
March kicked off with a bang. Typically in like a lion, out like a lamb, right? Because the Ides of March.
But February, even being the shortest selling month of the year, was a fantastic month.
It was a fantastic month. This year, we're looking better than we have in 10.
We got a president that's taking no prisoners. He's cleaning the mess.
Yep.
A lot of people don't like it, but it's going to benefit the consumers. It's going to be more money in our pocket, less government waste, and things are just going to be a whole lot better. And there's birthing pains with everything.
I didn't know he was on my platform and making car payments cheaper. I'm glad he is.
That's awesome.
That was awesome to hear.
Yep.
Make interest rates cheaper, make car payments cheaper. I'm in. That's what we number one do here is try to make things affordable for customers. So,
well, when you see how much money's been robbed from the public for nonsense, it's time for us to recoup some of that. The people.
Yeah.
We've just been suffering so long.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but originally tariffs were designed to fill in. We didn't have income tax.
Right, exactly.
Tariffs paid for everything.
And that's what he wants to go back to.
Yeah, if you look at any declaration from the Constitution to the Bill of Rights, anything, there is no IRS or any of that stuff in there.
No.
You think about when the IRS came along, boy, oh boy. You know,
Well, it's just became a legal mafia to me.
Well, how interesting would that be if tariffs really did cover all of that? We didn't have to pay income tax.
That'd be great, wouldn't
Well,
it?
that'd be interesting.
so do you think this year is going to be a good stabilization for prices not going up anymore on new vehicles?
I feel like it is a focus right now. I feel like, as far as stabilization, no. I'm a little worried that, if cost of production does go up, unfortunately, that gets passed on to everybody.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see. I hope the focus is to stabilize, to keep those things down. I hope there's some incentivization for the manufacturers to keep pricing low and let the market have their low interest rates, and let's make it all affordable for everyone.
You know, I was talking to an area sales rep, and he said, if you could change one thing, what would it be? And I said, this is real simple. Put more leg in the spread between invoice and list and let the salespeople make more money than what they're making now. We'd have a whole lot less turnover. We'd have more stability. They're still getting a good deal.
And there'd be more
with
sales.
rebates, incentives, and they're staying there and making a better living without working a whole lot more
Right.
hours. Because I remember when I started, we had a lot of leg between invoice and MSRP, and a lot of that's been pulled down. They said, well, we're doing this, we're doing that. Here's the reason. Well, hang on a second. Every time everybody goes on strike, you're giving them more money.
Right.
And that's got to come from somewhere. And it goes between the spread where salespeople need to make more money than what they're making. 100%.
It does. Absolutely. I know a lot of people want to think that salespeople live in mansions. Unfortunately, you know as well as I do, that's not necessarily true. But it's a fun living. It's a great living. I encourage anybody out there that ever wants to get in the car sales, come see me.
Yep.
Let's talk.
1 minute.
I think there's nowhere else aside from pro sports and the military that you have this kind of camaraderie, and that's what I
right.
really love about the car business.
The place, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75, 9 years as a sponsor of this radio show. Great relationship. We were 5 for 6, the last people that showed up to buy. Number 6 is on the bubble, and this is the time, over $15,000 off. Cool.
30 seconds.
Silverados, and discounts
sweet.
everything. Don't
Hospital
worry about
food.
negative equity. If you got credit problems, come in and sit down and have a conversation first. The place, ElDoradoChevy.com. Remember, turn off those electronics, get reconnected. Tell that person you love them. Have a great, safe weekend.
Don't drink coffee.
That's right. Don't drink coffee.
While you're
That's number one
driving.
problem. We'll be back next Saturday live here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. Go to the automotiveedge.com for all your automotive needs. Have a great Saturday.
Yeah, that's hospital food.
Is it really?